Oh shit!
Oh,
Yo,
we
yo,
are back
yo.
in a couple
Hello.
different ways. Hello, 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 everybody. Possum and pirates alike, glad to have you here. Um, we are back with STF and Friends, and you could say with the very original STF and Friends, in a manner of speaking, here with Hideous Tomfoolery.
Woo!
Uh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited that we have, for a long time, we committed to this being the underground podcast. We were just going to do it whenever we
Yeah,
wanted
we're
to.
we're
And then,
eating crow now.
yeah, but the thing is that if we didn't have the pressure to do it, we didn't do it. And so, like, what I'm excited about is having the pressure to do it so we actually meet and do this on a regular schedule. At least book four. I have no promises for book 5 or 6.
Adam, I got bad news, dude. The premiere got already delayed 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We're starting off in the hole.
Yeah, I mean, such is life, I guess. Living in the path of hurricanes and such. That's just how it goes, What can you do about it? But we're here tonight. And I'm very glad to see all of your faces here. We've had another cast change, but we're back to the OG cast right now, so that's exciting. Um, how is everybody doing out there in our chat? You sound off while I ask my friends here how you're doing. Hideous Laughter, fellas, how you been? What's been going on with you? What's life like? Busy?
Yeah, life's a little busy.
Just a
It
little
gets
bit.
busy. Gets
Just a
busy from
touch.
time to time.
Just touch.
Just a
The
touch.
fun never stops.
I think
but-
this is one of what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is our 8th session of the week, or one of
Holy
8.
crap.
Hey, baby, it's Wednesday. You
We
mean
already
of
had
this
one.
8th of the week. This is
Oh.
the second so far,
Okay.
but we will have had 8 this week when the week is done.
Oof.
That's a lot.
Listen,
Busy bees.
I'm no mathematician, but that seems like too much.
Feels like more than there are days.
Thank you, E-Robs,
Yep.
Foxy Light, and Finder for the subs. Finder cruising at 25 months, even though we haven't been putting any content out on this channel for 12 months. That's commitment there. I appreciate it.
Great expectations.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. We might end the streak tonight when he actually hears us play. He's like, you know what?
Like,
Never
oh,
mind.
I
Should've
would
done that.
love a refund.
What was the last STF and Friends? Was that Traveler?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Was it?
shit. Back
Pretty
to
sure.
back, baby. Here we are
Listen,
again.
yeah.
That was the OBS screen that I reworked for this, so that's what I remember.
Sweet.
I just couldn't remember if Traveler was after or before the Red Scales. I think it was after. So
I think it was after.
yeah,
What is time other than
it doesn't
nebulous?
matter. It doesn't matter. Traveler was fun, but we're here to play some Starfinder. If you're just tuning in for the first time, this is Hideous Tomfoolery. As I said, it started as kind of an underground game for Griff, Steve, Emily, Heath, and myself to play before we were all doing multiple shows and coming full-on podcasting network. We just really liked each other's energy and wanted to play a game together. And like even then, when we started, we got halfway through the episode before we committed to actually making it a show. And Heath was like, you know what? We should probably take a second and introduce ourselves. But we can't help ourselves. We recorded it and we released it all off of our RSS feed for a long time. We are playing Attack of the Swarm. We are on book 4. If you don't know what's going on, don't worry. I do have a bit of a recap coming up. But long story short, these are a group of soldiers that are out here to stop the swarm invasion. It's Starship Troopers DAP. Thank you, Jimmy, for that sub. So, Griff, how many games are you running right now?
I am currently running 2.
Well, that's pretty low.
Yeah, pretty low.
But you're in.
I'm in 3 recorded games, an off-pod game. I think that's all.
I
I think I'm not forgetting anything. Yeah, so a couple games.
All right. Do you have time to do anything else in your life? And if so, what is it?
I like lifting. That's what I do most
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
So I do that after work. Do a lot of work, unfortunately, but got to pay the bills somehow. And
Yep.
yeah, I mean, we go to Ren fairs every weekend. We do all kinds of nerdy shit. So
Every weekend?
Weekend.
You have,
most
like, a
weekends
permanent Ren
while
fair?
it's in season, yeah, we have season
Yeah. Okay.
passes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sure.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I think we've gone 3 of the 4 weekends it's been going in Ohio so far. So
I'm really excited this year for our Ren Fair. We are taking our little nephew to go for his first Ren Fair experience.
Which
So that's
weekend
gonna
are you going to be there?
One
Please
of the
say the
middle ones in
9th.
November. It's not that.
That's fine.
Careful.
Just
You
'cause
don't
you
want
said
these
that,
creeps
it's
from
not
the
that.
chat showing up.
That's fine. They don't even know which one.
Hey. Uh, but yeah, so okay, well that sounds like good times, Steve, what about you?
Yeah,
You lost an eye since last time we spoke? Or?
yeah, tragic OnlyFans accident.
Forgot to stay hydrated, dude.
That's
And
the problem.
The wetlands were not saved, therefore you had
medically,
to
they're
adopt,
not supposed to make them that long for that reason.
yeah. Well, you had to adopt an alligator, and because the wetlands were destroyed, and as such, you lost your eye. That's my
Yeah,
guess.
it was pretty rough.
It's a
And I
journey.
didn't lose it how you'd expect. Anyway, I'm taking this fucking thing off. This is so annoying. So basically, if you were to extend the same question to me about what I've been up to in the games that I'm in, I think at this point Griff and I aren't legally allowed to do stuff without each other, gaming wise anymore. I'm in all the exact same games that he's in, do all the exact same stuff as far as that goes. Similarly, spend a lot of time at the gym, and also go to Ren Fair with them. I guess what I'll say is that for my Ren Fair experience, I've got this pretty sick garb that I put together, kind of like a play on like a woods shaman or like a bone oracle. So I have this giant like skull headdress, and I'm like I'm super gothed out with black lipstick and like big Robert Pattinson Batman eyeshadow, and got bones all over my body. It's a good time. I look pretty cool, but
Okay.
besides that, I don't know. Listen to a whole bunch of podcasts, a whole bunch of music, and play Star Wars Outlaws lately.
Okay, sweet. Emily, you play a lot of games. You do a lot of content making. What do you do outside of that? Do you have a life outside of that? Oh, wow.
Hold on. I have to look at my to-do.
Radio silence.
I had to look at my to-do
Stalled her out
board
right from the start.
to see, like, what do I do for fun? I hang out with some friends. I run a local community. I also like Ren fairs. We'll be going to one.
That stuff
And-
sounded so convincing. I was like, I hang out with my friends. They go to another school.
Yeah.
You
I
have
love
friends?
the community.
I love the community that I'm in.
I totally have friends.
Guys, don't look into it, but I'm hella friendly. I got all kinds of friends.
It sounded like Mark Zuckerberg trying to convincingly show people he knows how to grill.
Barbecue
Keep
sauce.
Baby Ray's, the best
doing
barbecue
it.
sauce.
We're out here grilling meats.
I'm the humanist human, I promise.
Human music. I like
Oh,
it.
I like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Well,
just like
Heath-
to hang out and read books and be a hermit nowadays. So yeah, it's nice.
Okay.
Thanks
right.
for coming out of your cave.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm still in my cave, so that works. It helps.
Brought you guys to the cave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Heath, what about you? What you get into outside of your gaming and TTRPG requirements, obligations?
I mean, I'm a big book collector. Love to read sci-fi and fantasy and all kinds of stuff. A lot of video games. I recently beat Ghost of Tsushima, so that was cool. Been
Nice.
playing some Pathfinder Kingmaker. I figured out the way to enjoy that game is just turn the difficulty way down.
That's what a lot of people said about
I'm
first edition.
thoroughly enjoying the game now
Yeah.
that I put it on easy mode.
Yeah.
Heath,
Like-
I do the same thing with horror video games, where I'm
Uh-huh.
like, I don't want this to be hard and scary. Just give me
Right,
scary.
I can
how
take
this
one or the
goes.
other.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? I'll deal with a lot of strategy if I'm not scared to death.
All that shit on easy mode. I'm just here to hang out, you know.
Yeah, well,
No judgment.
Well, I feel like easy mode on Pathfinder Kingmaker is the most realistic to at least Pathfinder 1E and Starfinder gameplay, because like you're crushing easy combats and then the boss fights are kind of challenging. Whereas on like even normal mode, it's like kind of everything's hard.
Yeah, you gotta save scum a lot.
Yeah, and I didn't want to do that. I was really interested in the story. Like I was like, I want to make pace and like retain things. So I was like, put it on easy mode. Let me crush through this stuff and get the story and the characters, because that's what I'm here for.
Cool. Well, you all know that when I'm not doing this, I'm making music. I won't belabor that point too much right now. But one thing that we traditionally do on this show, I don't know if we're still doing it, but
I was going to ask you beforehand, but I didn't.
Yeah, well, let's go.
I'm just going to stick you with it. I mean, since you're
ready.
so bold and bringing it up yourself and not letting me bring it up, why don't you have a drink?
I will have a drink. Yes,
and tell us what it is.
I am drinking whiskey and ginger. It's
Cup or bowl? Cup?
It's a cup. It's too tall to be a bowl, so.
Oh, that's fair.
It is still ceramic, though, if that counts for anything.
It does.
Mm.
In the points that are made up, yes, it counts.
Yeah, right. So I'm on that bullet tip, bullet with the ginger ale. It goes down easy, man.
Easy breezy.
Speaking of someone who goes down easy, hey, Steve, what are you drinking?
Hey-o! Hey, everybody. I've heard that, every stream is somebody's first stream. So if you're not familiar with who I am or what I bring to the table, normally you can catch me on the Hideous Laughter Productions suite of programming. I play all sorts of characters on that network. Currently, I'm playing Atlas Reiner, the cold-blooded Corsair. That is a character on the mainline Skull and Shackles podcast. I also have been known to play Vicaris Relby, also known as Vec, on Bestow Curse. That is a completely separate feed, though, so you're not going to find that on the HTS or like the HLP feed. You got to find something else. And then if you really like what we do, you can hit us up on the Patreon to hear me on Speak with Plants playing a character called Roxnaughty. We may have a couple of vets of the STF and Friends show here who have come out for a couple of these previously. And you might be like, this guy sounds and looks familiar. You might have caught me playing.
He had 2 eyes last time.
Yeah,
that's right. You might have heard me playing a character called Elena on the Twin Heists season of this program. I believe that was the 2nd season.
It was.
And then I also played Cormac Parker, a descendant of Heath Parker, on the Traveler season, which we had established was the last
I don't know
one.
if you ever knew that.
I did not know that. Now I have to go back and listen to it.
Oh, Cormac, you're
Maybe
gonna love.
don't. He was a scumbag. You won't like
No,
him.
don't tell him anything.
Don't tell him.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Yeah.
Oh,
Great.
and I am drinking a few things. I'm drinking a glass of water, a Bury It Alive Liquid Death that I'll get into in a moment, and then I'm polishing off a tall, frosty glass of Attack on Titan branded Spinal Fluid G Fuel pre-workout.
All right, well, speaking of somebody that polishes a lot of things off, hey, Heath, what are you drinking?
I'm polishing off a Back to My Roots Bush original.
He's back, baby.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Back to my roots, Bush.
I love the hat, buddy.
Thank you. I just needed to get back in the mode. I miss these characters in this game.
Does Tex also have the, keep it on your head strap?
I think that's his earbuds.
That's my earbuds.
Oh, that's your earbuds.
I normally wear headphones. I had to sacrifice my good headphones for the cowboy hat.
That makes sense.
It's worth it.
I was like, it's worth it today.
Yeah. Speaking of someone who's worth it today. Hey, Emily. What are you drinking?
Just today.
Just today.
Caveat, just today.
Just today.
Yeah.
That's fair. I'm drinking water with some orange flavoring because I can't really do alcohol right now. But I am other thingings. Nailed it. Other thingings. I have a degree in communications.
I have friends. I'm a human.
Friends.
Other things.
I didn't realize we were allowed to other thingings on Twitch.
I mean,
That's why we're other thinging it.
Other thinging.
yeah,
Just
against Twitch
in case.
TOS to other thinging.
Just in case.
Hey, Mark Zuckerberg, are those pork ribs? No, they're other meats.
There are other meat.
We're out here grilling some other meats.
Don't worry about
regular humans.
Man, well, speaking of someone who's stuffed with other meats, hey, it's me, Griff.
it.
What's up, baby?
Oh man.
I'm drinking also a Liquid Death Buried Alive, and then I got myself a couple Good Boys, the John Daly cocktail. They're delicious. They're
Oh,
all
really?
variations on iced teas. So this one's raspberry iced tea and lemon.
Ooh,
Okay.
fancy.
They're alcohol, obviously. John Daly
Yeah.
wouldn't back it if they weren't.
No.
That's true.
It couldn't possibly be a John Daly branded beverage if it didn't have alcohol in it.
Yeah, it's got his Rubenesque form right on the can.
Rubenesque, yes.
Yeah, cherubic, some would say.
Light.
Light on his
Cherubic.
feet for a big guy.
I love all the Renaissance paintings of cherubs with ridiculous mullets on them.
Yeah. He's like the cherub for giants. You know, like if giants had their own cherub, it'd be John Daly.
It's the cherub version of a giant. Okay.
Y'all, Y'all are silly.
Okay. Well, thank you, Griff. Sorry if I stole your
No,
your
you're
thunder.
good. You're good. I think I pulled it back around.
You did good. I promised to recap, and I lied. So you go back and listen to 48 episodes.
All right, well, we're going to call the stream now. I'm going to head out. I got some homework to do, apparently.
No, I got you guys. But do bear with me. I tried to make this short, but we are covering 3 books. So tuck in and let's get going. It all began on Susqueland, the primary planet in the Susqueland star system. 4 individuals looking for escape from their previous lives found themselves enlisted in the Susqueland Defense Force, a military organization whose main goals were to hold back a new surge of swarm attacks. The swarm is an insectoid species who once threatened total destruction in the Pact and in the Vescarium, but they were defeated, or so everyone thought. But recently, in the Susqueland system, the swarm has shown activity and is more organized, and it has direction driven from something that they haven't figured out. But they are far more intelligent than they have been in the past, and it seems as if they are searching for something. Our heroes landed on the surface to join the SDF, and just to put a caveat right here, it's way too close to SDF, so if I say SDF, I mean SDF. I just can't help it.
Can't forget the
It's-
D, Adam.
To
Right,
be
can't forget
fair,
the D.
I get it. It's hard to enunciate when you got that D. Go on.
Uh-huh.
But unfortunately for them, their timing could not have been worse, Emily. They were they were deemed the Midnight Squad, and within hours of their first assignment, the swarm attacked in mass. A harrowing march across the Susqueland surface ensued, the horde of chittering insects clipping at their heels. When they arrived at the fallback base, they were joined by Vinian, a skilled space pirate who unfortunately had lost his whole crew in the aerial attack by the bugs. Vinian agreed to join the Midnight Squad, but mostly for his own survival than for any real dedication to the cause. The swarm continued their press, and the Midnight Squad was given the mission to find an important Shirin at a very old Hylaxian temple in the mountains, while they did their best to hold the swarm at bay. Unfortunately, the SDF failed, but did manage to organize a mass extraction of civilian. Let me take that again. Unfortunately, the SDF failed, but did manage to organize a mass extraction of civilians of Susqueland as they watched their home planet below fall to the swarm. The Midnight Squad missed the extraction due to having to rescue the priest, his name being Zalonin. Y'all had a nickname for him.
Zalonin and
Hoopstanges.
Hoopstanges.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
They discovered that the swarm were coming to this temple that the priest was trying to protect for some unknown reason other than that there was a tremendous amount of psychic resonance in the area. The heroes scooped up Zalonin and rushed back to the extraction site only to discover that all the SDF ships had been departed. They found that they were not the only refugees left behind, and so they took them under their charge as well. Fortunately, they were able to find an abandoned cruise ship left behind by a gangster. They refueled the ship and escaped with only moments to spare before the swarm descended on them. As they flew out of the Susquehanna atmosphere, they saw the horrifying monstrosity that was a new swarm component being referred to as the God Host. This massive, multi-headed beast reached to skyscraper heights as they flew away from the fallen planet. Among the refugees on the ship was a troublemaking scientist named Xantos Loachwort, our favorite NPC of all times. Yeah. This man created an extreme amount of tension and conflict due to rabble rousing and undermining the SDF's efforts to get the refugees to safety. Fortunately, Sigurd, the Midnight Squad's Kenobi vanguard, had experience dealing with instigators and was able to neutralize the situation without having to airlock or space the scientist. Meanwhile, the Midnight Squad's doctor, an android named Natasi, was able to treat the wounds and worries of the remaining refugees. After a tense travel to Utranius, the closest planet in the Susquehanna star system, they finally had a moment to catch their collective breaths. Two of our heroes, Yavari, a dragonkin, and Texarkana, a halfling, were a soul-bonded duo, and the activity of the swarm seemed to intensify their bond, as if Hylax herself was strengthening them. Tex was curious what this could mean and asked Zelonin for some help. In the meantime, the Midnight Squad's new commander issued them orders to help maintain the uneasy peace between the Susquehanna refugees and the Utranius locals. In the process, they uncovered a plot from a cult who seemed to be inviting the destruction from the swarm and nihilistic fatalism. While they were easily handled, it also led them to discover that there was a cave system beneath a Hylaxian worship center. In these caves, the heroes discovered that a history of the Sharon's exodus from the swarm had been represented on the rock walls. They cleared the caves of threats and also learned of the Forever Reliquary, a piece of Hylaxian history thought to be a myth, but with proof that it might actually exist. Now, here before them. Zelonin, meanwhile, returned to Tex, but unfortunately with very little information about why Hylax may be concerned with Tex and or Yavari. His only advice was to continue down the path of discovery in regard to Hylax and the Forever Reliquary. And the only way to do this was to go to yet another planet in the Susquehanna system, a planet that the swarm had attacked before Susquehanna and had completely stripped of all its resources. Oddly enough, particularly for the swarm, they had left a contingent of components there, as if looking for something. Zelonin and Commander Najiri pieced together that there was a university on this planet that employed a professor named Galchek, and he was the only one who had done any extensive research on the Forever Reliquary. And he had even claimed that he had found where it was, and that it was indeed real. The Midnight Squad headed to this drained planet, now a barren landscape, plagued by acid rain and unstable tremors due to the reverse terraforming of the swarm. Upon their entry into the atmosphere of this planet, they were hit with an anti-air ordnance and flew through a storm of acid rain, which caused catastrophic damage to one of the wings. Yavari heroically went out to the hull of the ship and with all her strength held the broken wing back into place so they could land their ship safely. Unfortunately, in the process, she was knocked from the ship as it collided into a towering protrusion of rock, causing her to fall hundreds of feet to the surface. The ship crashed a mile away from her, but the crew rushed to her tracking signal, only to watch as the ground opened beneath Yavari and a swarm of facehuggers overwhelmed the Dragonkin. She fell to the swarm as Tex watched in horror. The Midnight Squad opened fire on the swarm and then were assisted by an unknown sniper on a ridge. The sniper came to them after the fight and introduced themselves as a member of the Clade Company, a small batch of resistance fighters that were surviving underground. The Clade Company welcomes the heroes and offers respite and condolences to their fallen party member. After a tearful funeral, the Midnight Squad is briefed by Heskimit, the de facto leader of the Clade Company. The Belita explains that the swarm have completely devastated the planet, but consuming all organic matter in the crust and core using giant tick-like swarm components to extract all the valuable and necessary minerals, nutrients, and life from the planet. These giant ticks are also directly in the way between them and Uts, the fallen city that holds the university, the exact place the heroes were trying to go. The Midnight Squad agrees to help the Clade Company deal with the giant swarm component by destroying it from the inside. They make their way into the guts of this tick and destroy its brain center, bringing the whole thing tumbling to the ground in dramatic fashion. Emily, you missed so much.
A lot of sphincters.
A lot of sphincters.
You would have loved it. You would have
You
loved
would
it.
love the sphincters.
It should have been there.
The destruction of this harvesting component distracted the swarm long enough for the Clade Company and the Midnight Squad to move into the city and set up a forward base. While the Clade Company dug in to create a defensive perimeter, the Midnight Squad made their way into the university to find Professor Galchek's research. Of course, the university was in total disrepair and inhabited by swarm components among other enemies. They cleared the university, though, and found the research. The professor's research revealed a projected trajectory of a comet known as the Prodigal Stone that the Forever Reliquary is believed to rest upon. They returned to the forward base, anxious to share their findings with the SDF and Zalonin, but before they could even finish their breakfast, the swarm attacked the forward base with a full assault. They managed to defeat the menacing Thresher Lord and its minions, but barely, leaving several of them near death. They dragged themselves back to the now bombed-out forward base, thankful they were able to stop the swarm here, but injured and exhausted. Finally able to get some sleep, we now join them the next morning.
You did it. Congrats.
Goodness.
Lots going on. Any questions before we dig in?
Yes. Adam, would this be starting a new segment for the board?
Yes, it would.
Okay. Those of you who haven't,
Oh my God. So
Sorry.
much preamble, but hey, this is
Right.
this is part of the show, dude.
we have a system in this game called The Board, where because we have members of two different podcasts, STF and Hideous Laughter, respectively, we record our totals of every time someone rolls a natural 20 or a natural 1, and then we tally them up at the end of a segment to see which team won, right? So, after part 9, and guys, which is pretty crazy to me,
Yeah.
the board's been around for a long time. But after part 9, we finished with Hideous Laughter Podcast had a total of 10 natural 20s rolled, a total of 3 natural 1s or critical fails rolled. So that is going to, we'll subtract, that's the 7 halved because we divide by 2 as a net of your board score is 3.5 for this segment, which is pretty high.
Yeah,
That's favorable.
Yep. Southern Tomfoolery had a total of 9 natural 20s and 5 natural 1s. So we subtract that. That's 4. We divide it by 2 because Emily wasn't here. And 2.0 is STF's total. And the Swarm, impressively, had 8 natural 20s and 9 natural 1s for a net score of -1. So, part 9.
What was that kind of cut out there? Say that one more time for me.
I said I declare Hideous Laughter as the winner of part 9.
Oh,
And you can
wow.
repeat that a
Yeah,
couple
so-
more times. That's
Say
fine.
one more
I love the
time.
sound of
Yeah,
that.
I'll take that all day.
Y'all's the winners.
It's cool. We'll get you in part 10.
All right. Well, clean the slate. Got a fresh new board, guys. And we're back. Well, I guess we were even before for this last book, but as I said, we're back to the original cast. We'll kind of talk about Vin here in a minute. But yeah, so you guys wake up the next morning. Heath, Steve, and Griff, I'm sure that you remember the very difficult fight that you had
Yeah.
the last time we played.
Yeah,
I think that's
vividly.
probably the hardest fight that I've ever thrown at you guys. Even Griff was getting a little like frustrated, like, how we can't do this. We can't. I've never seen Griff break ever. You know,
Yeah, I
how'd
mean,
that feel? You know,
well, you reach a point where even your Vanguard can't like stand in front of a thing that
Mhm.
can attack like 3 times with no downside, and it's like, I don't know. I was pulling out the pistol and stuff. It very
Yeah.
much felt like the only way to beat this thing is by kiting it, and now your main damage dealer isn't really doing a ton of damage because I don't do range damage.
hmm hmm
So yeah, it was
It,
tough.
it was a tough fight. Y'all did make it through. As I said, it definitely taxed y'all a good bit. And so I just want you to keep that in mind as you wake up this morning. And you've had a full night's rest. There was no more disturbances over the course of the night. But I think still, you're waking up with some aches and pains. I mean, you're fully healed
Mhm.
mechanically, but that, it's a creaky morning, so to speak. And you all get to the breakfast table, and there's a noticeable absence at the table. Um, you don't see Vin anywhere.
Adam, can you help set the scene for me? Did we actually get off the planet yet, or do
No,
we
not
just
yet.
okay?
No.
We just fought off. And
So, so
go.
you're back in the like ruins of the forward base. They put up some temporary tents or whatever to like kind of plug the holes in case the rain comes again. But if you remember, the main forward base was bombed out, so it's now kind of like a tented up a little bit with some tarps and stuff just to block out the elements. But you're just kind of all sitting around this table that they've cleared enough rubble out of the way over the course of the rest of the day yesterday to have at least a place where you guys can break from the repair.
I guess if we're all getting together and people are feeling achy and creaky and all those other words that you used, Adam, Natasha will kind of survey the folks in attendance. It seems that our friend Vinian has not gotten up yet. I want to check in on his medical well-being before we pursue the Forever Reliquary further. Leave this planet.
We didn't lose him in that fight yesterday. Honestly, it was pretty much a blur.
He spent quite a bit of time buried under the rubble, if I remember correctly.
Tex, you got him out of that, right?
Yeah, it wasn't easy, but I got him out.
We should go check on him then.
All right.
Yeah,
so
y'all go ahead.
He's like, I don't care.
Like
Yeah. So,
we're walking on the way there, and like Sig's got like his like under suit on, and he lifts up his shirt, and he's like, Doc, thanks for healing me up. And you can see like from that fight, he's got like just slash scars across like the center of his stomach, across his chest. Like it looks like he was just like eviscerated, and they're like those big meaty like raised scars across him. That was pretty brutal. If I didn't have you back there, I'd be dead.
Sigurd, that was the first time in my memory cortex that I can remember ever being afraid of a fight, thinking that I couldn't outpace the damage being done. I'm surprised, honestly, that you stayed up as long as you could, or as long as you did. If we're going to continue doing this, we're going to have to continue toughening up, and we're going to have to realize that sometimes we may come up against something that I can't keep you up against.
Then I'll just have to make sure I keep getting made of sterner stuff.
My thoughts exactly.
And I guess we'll open the like tent
yeah,
flap.
it's like a little
between
tent.
tents.
Yeah. So you open the tent, and it's totally empty. Like all of his stuff is gone. His bedroll's gone. It's really clean in there. Like oddly so. Like looks like it has been swept in the tent. There's like no rubble or dirt or anything in there. And laying on right next to the Hylaxian brooch is a rolled up piece of paper.
I'll grab it, unfurl it.
Yeah, you do, and it's a note from Vinian. It says, Midnight Squad. Right then, if you're reading this, you probably realized I'm gone. When I was buried under all that bloody rubble, I just kept thinking, this wasn't how old Vin wanted to go out. I prayed to look, I prayed that I'd make it out of there alive and start making some changes. Old Vinny boy wants to live a long life and die at a ripe old age. not suffocated under a collapsed building or some god's forsaken desert planet, or gored by a bleeding swarm and chewed up into bug food. To be proper honest, I joined up just hoping I could nick a few valuable artifacts and retire to a nice luxury asteroid, sipping on one of them frozen cocktails with the little umbrellas. But I was dead wrong, and now we've gone and got ourselves involved in an ancient swarm history, way out of our depth. Or you have, not old Vin. I'm calling it a day. This is where we part ways, my friends. I'm not cut out for military service, and no offense, but I didn't want to end up like Yavari. I'm no martyr for the cause. Call it cowardly if you want, but I'd rather keep me head right here atop my shoulders, where it belongs. Whatever's waiting for you at the reliquary, wish you the best of luck. I'm leaving these with you as well. Maybe they'll help. I can't help but feeling they're cursed. Could just be me better luck. Either way, I don't care much to find out. I think I'm going to look for honest work. Edge Corpus hiring. Good luck, mates. Try not to die. Yours sincerely, Vinian Jacobson Harville.
And Sig's reading this, and he turns to Natasi. And he was so close to retirement.
Just one day away.
Jeez. Yeah. Natasi looks back at Sig and kind of cocks her head to the side. Like for a second, she doesn't understand. And then she straightens it. For those of you who listened to the previous episodes, the Vin kind of grew on Natasi. She kind of started to appreciate his, like, I don't know, lack of a moral compass, if you will say so. Just like a kind of ends justify the means type of guy. That is unexpected. I guess you can't trust organics after all, huh, Sigurd?
I mean, that's a pretty big blanket statement.
It's a broad statement.
Vinian does not speak for all of us organics.
Watch it, you're still at breakfast.
I grabbed a pancake and came with y'all.
Hopefully you can still trust me, Doc.
Oh, I know I can, Sigurd. I know I can.
Well, second time he's burned us.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I can't say I'm surprised. I'm not even mad. It's pretty much exactly what I expect of somebody like Vinny, which I had finally started to come around to him a little bit, but this has been a pretty harrowing whole situation, so in one way I can't really blame him. It is deadly out here.
I'll miss him. I considered him a friend, but realistically, he was a third head I had to stick my shield out for. Might even be easier. Just
You
three of us.
Worry about blocking from me.
You're right. The three of us should be able to take on anything that gets in our way.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, but
No new
you guys say
friends?
that, and Tex looks at his feet like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Three of us.
It
Three
turns
of
out,
us
Emily,
sounds
we don't
good.
need you. So we'll see. We'll
Three
see.
is a
No,
nice
game
round
time
number.
decision.
I'll
Get
maybe
rid of
we-
the Billy Gibbons, too.
No, we need Billy Gibbons.
the Billy.
He's
Gibbons.
obviously blessed by Hylax. We've established that in canon.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, you guys kind of have that realization that Vin left. We kind of talked after the episode last that your goals were not to go back to Utranius, but to radio to SDF what you found because you want to go ahead and get on the way, right? So you radio to the SDF and you speak to Zlon and Commander and Jury. We don't necessarily have to role play all that out. You tell them what you've learned and all that. And when you do that, the Heskamu is next to you, as the leader. He's kind of there as part of that discussion, and he pipes up and he's like, "Well, can't help but notice that you are one down, and you've done so much for us. I have a very eager young Shirin who has been studying Hylax and even studied under Professor Galchek himself at one point. Uh, they are very skilled in many different areas, and while your fighting acumen has proven to be very worthy, I fear without someone with considerable skills, you might run into problems trying to chase down the telemetry of this proposed chart, star
Now,
chart.
what are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say
any one of us could pilot again.
Heskemu, we have right-sized the headcount in this department.
What,
It's
You know how to use
shrinkflation.
computers,
There's less
though?
of us, but we cost more now.
well,
And any of you good at computers? Can any of you do any like engineering or anything?
well,
I
that's
have a spell that makes me good at computers.
so we would want you to use those spells to heal your party. You're so good at that, Natasi. Really,
I
really,
am.
that's what you're really good at.
I had a Game Boy when I was a kid. I can probably figure out computers.
Well, that's okay. That's all great. What I'm saying is,
I'm mostly computer. Sorry,
It's
I'll stop
more-
interrupting you.
It's fine. No. I get it. This is awkward. I know. It's more so that I promised this Sheeran that I would make a case to you because they are so eager to find the forever reliquary. They've studied the myths and the lore totally, completely, know everything about it. You can ask them any questions as soon as they join, and they will answer 100% true.
Man, you're really setting up this new member. A lot
Yes.
of pressure on their shoulders.
Yes, they're excellent.
Would
That's
this
good.
also be?
Usually a good impression is one you make yourself.
Well, I told them that I would really, really speak on their behalf, and well, I couldn't be more proud of this Sheeran. It's one of our best. Really, they are incredible. You will not be disappointed at all.
Oh,
Would-
God.
Would they be a
guarantee
good
it?
person to also kind of bounce all this Hylax stuff off of? Help me figure out what my relationship is to this deity?
Well, it certainly couldn't hurt.
That's all I need. All right,
well,
show them to us. This
super
super person.
Well, it's a super Sheeran. But yeah, that's a good description. Super, literally the best that you could ever ask or hope for to join your party. Really, top
They have,
notch.
they have superpowers?
Yes, they do. They're
Which ones?
You
All of
see, you see the meekest, like most nervous Sheeran that you've ever seen peeking around the corner. And I'm sorry.
in fact, this is who you say.
Hey, girl, hey.
Let me
so
put that on the screen.
Haskamu's like, Hafiz, come. Let me introduce you properly. This is Hafiz.
And are you going to introduce us to this incredible Sheeran?
Yeah, I just did. This is Hafiz.
Oh,
It's your other eye. Check your other eye, Natasi.
Oh,
You're
she
looking the
she
wrong way.
turns 90 degrees. Oh, hello there.
Hi. Hello. Hi. Hello. Greetings, friends. I am Hafiz. Nachaki, it is very nice to meet you. And she reaches out, and it is she. Sorry, I don't know if I actually told you pronouns. She reaches out her adorable little buggy hand and tries to shake your hand. Natasi, I figure you're the first one there, or closest maybe. You just talk to her.
Right. And so she'll stare at your hand for almost a rude amount of time before, oh, and then she reaches in and does like a very curt, quick shake of a hand.
Even just that little bit, just that one little, okay, well, you accepted the handshake. She lights up, her big gold bug eyes are just like sparkling, and she is so happy in this moment to have made a new friend. And you are, in fact, definitely a new friend. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Hello, welcome. Hi.
Haskamu like claps you really hard, maybe a little accidentally too hard. Speak up there. Let them know how wonderful you are. With confidence, like we talked about.
we're still working on the confidence part.
You're doing great.
Thanks, I knew.
Isn't she doing great?
Thanks. Hi. No, I am Hafiz. I will be joining you on your journeys to the Forever Reliquary, and I will aid you as often and as much as possible in all of the ways that I can do so, and even probably some ways that I can't, because the Forever Queen is with us all, and through her, great works can be done.
Tex, as she's talking, roll a mysticism check.
A mysticism?
Yeah. And you too, Emily, for Hafiz. Hafiz?
Hafiz is kind of how I've been seeing
Hafiz?
it, because
Hafiz!
she goes by Fizz as short.
Okay,
Like,
I love it.
I'm gonna do that just as soon as. I'm gonna use, that. Sure. 23.
Okay. What about you, Tex?
26.
26. All right. When you guys lock eyes for the first time, there's this intensely deep sense of deja vu. Like,
Wow, 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 wow.
it's not that. No, not that. I mean, I'm not saying it can't be that, but this in particular is not that. Like both of you are just like almost like rocked back on your heels a little bit by the sense of deja vu, and then it passes, just gone.
Ooh, you feel that?
And her and I are kind of like twitching, and she's, yes, that was very unique. That was very interesting. I would love to, maybe we could, hi, I am Hafiz. You can call me Fizz if you would like. I will respond to most anything that you desire to call me.
Well, howdy, Fizz. And he, casually, cordially puts a hand out to shake it. And when you do, like, gives you the cups your hand in both of his and the preacher handshake kind of thing. It's like, it's good to have you on board. Especially, man, that was weird.
Billy Gibbons comes out of your coat and runs right down your arm, right up Fizz's arm, and like kind of nuzzles your neck a little bit, and then runs down your other arm and jumps off your other arm back into Tex's pocket.
Oh, what a great friend. Hello, little friend.
Yeah, that's Billy Gibbons. He's blessed by highlights.
And she just like loses, like, she has these kind of little goggles sitting just on top of her eyes, and they slid down a little bit when y'all kind of locked eyes, and then now they just slid all the way down, and she's just enamored with the fact that you said that this creature is blessed by Hylax. You get the sense that Baby is very, very sheltered and very, very excitable, specifically about Hylax. If you haven't picked it up yourself, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, she's big into Hylax.
Well, we're going to break you out of that sheltered bit. You about to go through some shit. Just being with us, that's how it goes. But yeah, Billy Gibbons, he should have been dead probably 5 times by now, and Hylax just keeps protecting him. So, it's almost like the god above has forgotten he exists,
That is amazing. I am so happy to have met you and the new Billy Gibbons friend, and you are very imposing, and hello, I am Hafiz. Please call me Fizz. Hello, hi.
Hey, Fizz, you can call me Sig. I'm kind of the group's muscle.
I can see that. You have a very pronounced musculature that I appreciate.
It's good to know.
Ooh, and she's kind of like, I thought maybe my compliment wasn't going to land.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Yo, Hylax gave me these.
Oh, what a true and utter and complete blessing. Oh, this group has been blessed. Oh man, and you start to see.
Take a breath. Take a breath.
Yeah,
More
her
breathing
little
exercises.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, sorry. Okay, well, no, we're good.
Pulls out an inhaler and hits it.
She's super excited to have met y'all, right? And she just kind of keeps gushing back and forth until y'all shut her down. It's just I'm ready to go whenever you all are ready to go, and I don't have any friends. I really don't have a cool eye patch. I wish I had a cool eye patch. Hey, can I get a cool? There's no time. We can go.
You don't want an eye patch. They're
cost you an
annoying.
Oh, that's too high of a cost for me. I need both of these so I can see to drive.
While Fizz is
what?
still chattering away, I was going to
She's a
say,
good driver.
good. I walk away to, what's the captain's name, or the guy that gave us?
Heskemu.
Heskemu, yeah. I kind of walk over to Heskemu while Fizz is still just chattering away out of earshot. And I'm like, Heskemu, I appreciate you handing us a new recruit. That really does help us out. And hopefully very skilled. That'll be nice. However, this one's not going to get themselves killed. Doesn't seem particularly rugged.
She may not be rugged, but she's extremely intelligent, and do not underestimate her. She's a crack shot from a long distance.
I mean, look, with the, 30 seconds I've talked to her, I don't know her very well, but I would already lay down my life to protect this cinnamon roll of a person. However, I just worry. She's naive. I just don't want her to run off, get herself hurt.
Trust me,
she got any experience?
Yes, she's been an active member of the Clade Company fighting off Swarm well before you got here. She's just special. We love her very much. Do take care of her, but trust that she has. I would not send her if I did not think that she was capable.
Okay.
All right, you can take your headphones off now.
Earmuffs.
Earmuffs. But yeah, Hafiz would be just telling you all about how she loves to fly and how she's a really experienced driver. She may not have done a whole lot of other things as far as off planet, but just like flying ships is one of the things that she loves to do.
Well,
She's
just
like
so
one of
happens
those.
our pilot's gone missing.
Yeah.
He retired.
Blessed be Hylax.
Took an early retirement.
Oh, that's so exciting that he was able to do that. Sometimes people have to wait forever to retire, and then, oh gosh, it gets real close to their retirement, and then they don't even do it. So that's great that he was able to do it.
This is a fantasy game.
It was a paperless retirement.
It's a fantasy game.
Paperless retirement, yeah.
Well, there was a note on paper.
Dishonorably retired.
Dishonorably retired.
Yeah, I did see people posting in the chat. We could, if we ever find Vinian again, we could like execute him for dissertation or whatever, or desertion.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I want to execute
I
him
look
for
forward to
dissertation.
that day.
I can't wait. I will say that when you guys did speak to Commander Nigeri and Zalonin, they agreed that you should go right away. But they feel that the ship that you went there with is not a strong enough ship, and so they're going to send a ship for you to liaison with that they think could handle more long distance travel than the one that you used. And it's going to be a fully supplied ship as far as like food and that kind of stuff. They agree that any help is good help, especially somebody rich in Hylaxian knowledge. And Zalonin himself, it seems very excited at the notion that the Forever Reliquary is real. And he says, I think that there is even a perhaps relic of Hylax herself upon this reliquary. Please, Tex, find it before the swarm. You must.
You have any idea what form this relic might come in?
I don't. I'm pretty worthless as a resource when it comes to things like that.
Oh, don't beat yourself up. You're doing great.
Have you and Yavari managed to find out any more about your connection to the Forever Queen?
Well, Yavari's dead. Are you okay?
No, I didn't know. I
Oh.
must have missed that in your debriefing.
I
I'm
didn't
sorry,
know you weren't up to snuff. And he kind of, bows his head a little bit, tips his hat, and is like, yeah, you've already got taken down by these some bitchin' damn bugs.
That's terrible. I don't understand.
I know. I don't understand it either.
Do not lose faith. Hylax, still with you. I'm sure. I must ponder on this.
Yeah, and not expecting to get emotional all of a sudden. It just hits her. He wipes a tear away and he's like, I hadn't given up on nothing, but it's been hard.
And Commander Najiri says, Sigurd, have you been able to maintain the safety of your crew? Is everybody else alive and okay and accounted for?
Well, seems Vinny decided going any further wasn't for him. Everyone else is alive. And honestly, if I'd hit the ground fast enough, I would have tried to give those bugs a run for their money for Yavari, but wasn't meant to be.
This war, so many casualties, so many losses. Please be careful in your journey. I do not want any more of the Midnight Squad gone.
I don't know that I got much of a choice in the matter. Seems like I'm going to be the one throwing myself in harm's way.
But
I'll try and keep the squishy ones safe.
Yes, do it. Okay, you have your orders. The ship will be waiting for you just outside the airspace or the orbit of this planet. Good luck and Godspeed. And so yeah, hang up. Everybody collects their stuff. Fizz joins the group, probably with too much gear. I don't know. I'm just assuming.
You need help with that backpack?
These are a lot of books that I brought to be prepared for whatever we may find in the Forever Hall. Yes, please. I have a couple of other bags.
Do ships have libraries where you come from? I don't know if we're gonna have the space for all that.
When I bring my books, they do.
Fizz, look, don't you worry about it. Come here, check this out. And he gestures for Fizz to walk over and walks her right to Segway the horse. And it's like, you don't worry about storage space. Old Segway, and he slaps it on the metal rump. It's like, and that the seat, the saddle area, pops open, and you see all this junk that we've collected. It's like, you can throw your books off in here if you need to.
The bug eyes somehow get bigger and more sparkly and more excited, and she is just like, okay, well, in that case, I actually have some supplementary text that I left in my room that I'll just go grab, and since we have a little extra storage space, so yeah.
We cannot delay any further, Fizz. The swarm encroaches.
Of course, and when you say the swarm, her hand goes to a sword at her hip, and you see her sober up immediately. And she's like, you're absolutely right. I apologize. I will get the things that I need, and we will depart immediately.
We were told you were a crack shot. Can we count on you under pressure?
Crack shot, crack slice, whatever you need me to be. I will.
Who is your sensei?
Adam, who was my sensei?
You wouldn't know him. He went to a different school.
Fizz and old Samurai Pop.
A bizzle.
He was the Rizzle Dizzle. Hey, but before he's like, before I close the whole segue up, there's a bunch of stuff in here we've collected. If you need any gear, there's a hail pistol Sub Zero, a kite and blade tactical in here. There's several things if you need any of this junk.
Oh wow, that is very interesting, and I'll absolutely look through there later once you give me a list of all the items that are in there. Yeah.
Good deal.
Okay, so you guys get on the ship, and you say your goodbyes to the Clade Company, and they are just so grateful for what you helped them achieve, and you leave there thinking that they are going to start the long process of rebuilding, but they are going to be able to do it. You know, it's going to take a while to get the planet back to it where it was, but already there's talks about terraforming crews to come and try to kind of re-enliven this planet. So you get up, you meet the other ship for a ship transfer, and you aboard the SDF Rampart, and I just have to show you this orca of a ship. Because it's just what a ship.
Ooh,
What a
that boy
ship.
thick.
Yeah, what a ship.
This falls squarely into the category of a very specific thing that I like. This sucks, but I love it. Like, this is so goofy looking, but I love it.
Yeah. So yeah,
It looks like a ship that would be in the Fifth Element. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
totally.
absolutely.
So this is a pretty well outfitted ship. It's got some good armor, 200 shields. It's got a brig, some launch tube for torpedoes, common crew quarters, unfortunately. But it's got 5 different weapons on this bad boy. You got some linked rail guns, a couple explosive missile launchers, a light plasma cannon, and a laser net. So, I mean, this is one of their. It's a large ship. It's a destroyer ship, right? So this is some high artillery coming from the SDF. And you get aboard the ship, and you're going to have to use the telemetry that was found in Galchek's research to try to plot a course, okay? And this is no easy task. Let's start with the general coordinates. You can at least get in the general area via drift, right? So I believe Emily has let on that Fizz is a pretty stellar pilot.
Yeah.
And
Might
considering
even
you
say ace pilot.
might even say ace pilot. Yeah. So she just slides into the pilot's chair, kind of just naturally, maybe without asking.
Just adjust the seat here.
You'd have to push it forward a little bit. You have those short little legs.
they're kind of short.
And she scoots forward.
So let me get a piloting check from you.
Oh no.
Fizz, your first roll of book 4 here. Get the board ready for this natural.
Let's go ahead and kick off the board. Let's go.
Let's go, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man.
She's the best. She will not fail you at all, guys. She knows everything.
Everything there is to know.
So good.
Honestly. You want a piloting check. Okay. Watch this, buddy boy. 23?
It's a good outcome for a 5.
Yeah, I rolled a 5.
Yeah, to be a bad roll, that's a pretty good roll.
Yeah, it's actually good enough. Not great, but
It's the
good
story
enough.
of my life, baby. It's good enough.
He's getting degrees, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so let's see here. It's gonna take you 5d6 days. Looks like 21 days.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Usually spending 3 weeks.
Gonna get to know
Oh
you.
boy.
Yeah. As the pink-purple haze of the drift slides away and transitions to the material plane, the vast emptiness of space stretches out in all directions. No stars or planets seem to be in close proximity, and a cursory scan of the surrounding area shows no sign of the comet or much of anything else. Okay, so this is after the 21 days. And you come out of the drift just into emptiness. And so, some of you might be concerned that you made a mistake with your astrogational
Astra Ganache.
Yeah.
I knew this new Sheeran was worthless.
I'm doing so well.
Three
Don't say that
weeks
so
down
loud.
the hole.
Lied on her application.
You'd ask for 2 more references.
So, any of you trained in physical science or piloting, I don't know who's that.
Me?
Probably
Not me.
Not me.
Yeah, it's probably just Fizz.
Just
Fizz,
trust me.
Yeah, you realize, which I think we kind of knew this already, but you realize that the present day coordinates from decades old data, that the chances are high that you might have made some small error in the math that was impossible to spot or confirm. However, you're not without hope. You can scan the area using your computers on the ship, which will give you a +3 to the computer's check, to see what you can see in your immediate and kind of long distance area with the scan.
So do I pull up the sheet for that, or I may have missed what you?
You could just roll computers with a
Computers.
+3.
Okay.
Yep.
Computers. Okay. So that's going to be 32.
Yeah, now we're talking.
Yeah.
So you do detect a faint magical signal that recently passed through this space about a week ago. So if somebody wants to roll a mysticism or a physical science, as that gets shared with the group.
I can do mysticism. Would it be better for me to aid Natasi?
I can
there?
try to aid too.
Yeah, I got a pretty decent mysticism here. It is a +16.
Ooh.
Yeah, you're higher than me, but I can auto aid.
Same.
All right. So if I got 2 aids there,
Can I roll for physical science, or?
Well, let's see. You
Gotcha.
can roll if this doesn't succeed.
all right. Kind of shitty roll. That's a 6 on the die, going to a 26 with that
Good
help.
enough. But yeah, that's good. You guys kind of over some time thinking about this, talking about it amongst yourselves, can theorize that since the Forever Reliquary is a site blessed by a god, the comet might leave a detectable trail. This will provide you a +4 circumstance bonus to any future computer checks to try to find this.
Oh.
You're basically tracing the essence of blessing that's on the trail of this comet.
If anybody
Rick,
looks,
somebody detect good, and we'll follow it.
Yeah.
if once this becomes known, if everybody looks over at Fizz, she is actively crying. She's weeping because this is so beautiful, an actual trail of blessing. Wow.
You got to get out more, kid.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm literally doing it right now.
Nope, everything's fine. Everything's just cool.
You should have got out more before this, kid.
So I just gotta pause real quick and say that our chat is curious about what happened in the 21 days, and they've been theorizing. And I feel like I would be an asshole if I didn't share this with you guys. Apparently, there's been a spray cheese orgy. A lot of
We're just throwing back to other STF
yeah,
and friends.
3 straight weeks of polishing Betty.
Cannon.
Yeah, Sig's polishing arm looking real strong. Well, Fizz appreciating said
He's
polishing
ambidextrous.
arm. Yeah.
What a great arm.
I think for 3 weeks, Natasi stands directly behind the pilot seat and waits.
Yeah, just to make you uncomfortable.
Nope.
It's a little too close.
I'm just giving you a debuff to your comfort level for 3 weeks.
I genuinely do not think that Fizz would see it as discomforting.
It's supportive.
Yeah, she's oh my gosh, this is so great. Having somebody really be here with me to look over my shoulder.
2 people at entirely opposite ends of the
Of the
antisocial spectrum.
Right.
Yeah, totally.
I will say, I think being the pseudo captain, at least captain role, and the charisma character, Tex would make an effort. It's 3 weeks. That's like a long time to be spending with just a few people. So he would make an effort whenever we're, it's mealtime or we're in autopilot time or whatever, to get to know Fizz a little bit better, ask about Hylax stuff, and just kind of get. I feel like 3 weeks is a good opportunity for Tex to kind of get a little better education about Hylax just by having conversations with Fizz, but also in the evenings is like, now I'm phrasing it this way. In his mind, it's good natured, but I'm doing everything I can to like sort of corrupt Fizz a little bit, like teaching him how to gamble and letting him hit a cigarillo for the first time. And,
Okay, so the first time you pull out a deck of cards, Fizz changes a little bit. You notice that
Reptoid, kill it!
no, not that way. Not like that. No, she gets a lot more intense as far as like focused. She's quieter. She's not as expressive. She's just a lot more zoned in on
Poker face.
Yes. And then after whatever the outcome of it, she would immediately be like,
Do you know any other games? Do you have any other things that you like to do? Games of chance, that kind of.
Do you have games in your data pad?
Oh, dude, yeah, he'd know so many gambling style games. Like you can go through and teach you all kinds of stuff, and that's how they're getting to know each other. We could even roll some dice, see if one of us won some money off the other one.
sure.
Heath, why is it every single character you play is just obsessed with gambling?
Every single one.
It's like
Because
they can
gambling
all
is
work
fun.
on a riverboat.
Eventually, I will create an adventure where all of them are the NPCs and they all work on the riverboat together.
I mean, I'd watch it. I'd listen.
I think Sig's like trying to get to know Fizz through like when we're in autopilot mode. He's like inviting her to the like whatever recreation quarters we have and like pulling out Betty, and he's like, all right, there's gonna be a lot of swarm components we gotta fight. Show me what you got.
And again, you see her kind of like focus in, and she takes a stance that's very kind of loose, very limber, I guess, but also very poised. And she kind of like steps back into a bladed position, putting your body on an angle. And you probably notice pretty easily that the sword that she unsheaths is just a cane sword, is what it looks like. But as it comes out, it is actually made out of the components from a swarm, like a swarm component, like a spine from a component. And she says, "For the Forever Queen," and would engage in some sparring with you. And she's quick, man. She's very agile. And it almost looks like a little bit of a different person takes over when she's in a fighting stance versus when she's in a talking stance.
And like, because this is sparring, like Sig's just absorbing the hits. Like he doesn't have Betty, like he'll put Betty away and he's just like, knuckles up, like, give me your best shot. And then every once in a while he'll be like, all right, here comes 10%. And you see his like knuckles glow and he'll like swing at you with like just a reduced like entropy. And he's like, all right, here's 20. But I think like, because it's sparring, like they're not meaning to hurt each other at all.
Yeah.
And he notices you're taking it like very seriously. And he's like, hey, calm down. We're on the same team. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Like, let's, we can talk while we do this.
You see kind of like, and I imagine this is hard to describe, but when somebody has the focused look in their eyes, but she has compound eyes, so it's a very interesting aesthetical situation, I guess. But she does kind of like soften a little bit.
why don't you tell me a little bit about you? You are very interesting. I really want to know more about Sigurd. Where did you even come from? I haven't gotten much off planet these last little while, but tell me about you. And she very obviously kind of doesn't want to talk about her.
Sig takes note
Sig takes note.
and diverts the conversation. He's kind of like, the funny thing is, I don't know a ton about my past, or it's a little cloudy for me. And then he'll start like kind of, instead of talking about them, he'll start like kind of cracking jokes, or he starts like, mind if I try a couple impressions on you? And he's like, oh, that one really hurt.
Oh no! Oh, that I don't know what it is about that.
I'm just kidding.
Makes me want to die inside. Like,
He practices his stand-up routine too.
Was that not your Loachworth?
Yeah, that
Okay,
was,
all right, yeah. She's not like, I do want to say, she's not like weirdly evasive. When you kind of ask her about herself, like, I mean, she would tell you like, oh, like books. I love to study. I love to be in the midst of Hylaxian culture and new culture for that matter. I like to learn. And I'm just so excited to learn more about you all. So it's not evasive out of like, ooh, she being weird. It's more like
I think
evasive,
she's a
like
reptoid.
she's a baby, like in so many ways, right? As far as
Sure.
exposure goes, yeah.
Reptoid.
Booyah! She's not weird. That's just me.
Okay, so yeah, you guys get to know each other.
No. Roll
Oh,
die,
so-
Emily.
so-
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
we got the,
What? Is this a D20?
Yeah, just a D20. Whoever gets higher.
Ooh, 14.
I got a 2.
Oh.
All right. In one of the later games, you get a little win off on Tex. I'll give you 10 credit.
Actually, when you win and you go to give her money, she looks at you very confused. And she was like,
I don't. Why? I don't want your money. That's
We were betting.
just
I thought
to
I
see.
explained this.
Just to
Six
see.
passing by eating a sandwich. I'll take it.
Of course,
Me
Sigurd, if
half.
you need it. Yeah, absolutely. We just.
All right.
He grabs
Tucks his money back.
and she just says, I've only ever played for the love of the game, for the excitement that you get from the not knowing whether you'll win or lose. That's
Oh, you ain't no damn fun to gamble with. And he like kind of storms off like some bitch and damn. He only wants to gamble for money because he wants to get money off people,
right. Meanwhile, Natasi's still at the pilot chair, just staring at the.
Desertion of duty is a war crime.
Staring off into the abyss of space.
Kandasi, it's been a week. Take a shower.
I don't sweat, Sigurd. I wasn't
Your
engineered that
oil's
way.
leaking.
I know, you just
Your
smell
oil's-
musty now. It's like you've been in a closet or something.
Mhm.
You smell like an old sweater.
Let me re-enable my olfactory sensors. Yep, pretty ripe.
Billy Gibbons, go spin all around her and dust her.
Oh my gosh. All right, so back to the task at hand. I appreciate the little dig into the couple weeks there. For the chat, it's for you guys, it's for the chat. What you're gonna have to do is follow this trail using your regular thrusters, right? Because you gotta just kind of follow it. Remember that you have a +4 bonus to whoever's rolled in the computer's check. Likely going to be our pilot here. At the beginning of each day, you will need to make a computer's check to make sure that you stay on course with the comet. And I will let you know what things happen as you get closer or further away, depending on what you roll. So let's start with our first tracking check now. Let me get a computer's check.
okay. That's a dirty 30 with the +4.
Ooh wee. All right, that is a success.
Oh.
I
Very
think it's
good.
funny they had to give us a new member because this party without a new member is hopeless at navigating space. It's like they've got a ship, but they will not
You're not
They're
gonna
going
do well
nowhere.
with
give
No.
them someone with skills.
Mhm, mhm. All right, so the first day you stay on the course. You know, you can sense that magic and you stay on the course. Let's do it the second day.
Oof, that's a 2 for a 22.
Oh, that is a fail.
She gets distracted because she was trying to talk to Natasi. Like,
Tell me more about yourself.
No.
I think when Natasi finally opens up to her, she opens her doctor's bag and just starts showing off the different things that she has inside of it. This is her way of like opening up herself. So she's like, stimulant. This adrenaline-filled injection provides you with a burst of energy. Counteractant, a substance to boost your immune system. Antibiotic, used also to fight off diseases. And it's just like going through all of the rows and rows of syringes and pills that she keeps on her.
That is so interesting.
This is
When-
an anesthetic. I feel
Yeah.
like you need this.
And as that's happening, you're shearing claws mistype in the trajectory and you get off and you have to double back to find the trail again, and so you lose a day actually in your tailing of this. Day 3. Another check, please.
okay, on this one, she's got her goggles down again, and she kind of tightens them closer, and she's looking really, really closely. Let's see. That's a dirty 30 again.
Okay, that is a success. So on the day 3, you realign with the tail, try to make up a little bit of lost time as much as you can, but then right in your path is an immense meteor storm that you're gonna have to fly through. I'm talking just meteors everywhere, flying in all sorts of directions, and we're gonna have to really see what you're made of. But we're gonna take a quick break.
Oh,
Oh,
I forgot
okay.
about that part. Oh, dadgummit.
That's all right.
Hey, I got something to help you out with on this time, baby.
Okay.
So yeah, we're gonna take a quick. Let's make it. Well, we'll do 7 minutes. How's that sound?
Okay.
7 minutes in heaven sounds good to me.
Yeah.
7 minutes in heaven's better than 1 minute in heaven.
Okay.
Hey,
All right, we'll see you in about
all right,
7
okay.
minutes.
Yes, indeed.
And we're big.
We're back for part 2 of, what is this, episode, what did I tell you? It's 48?
48.
48. You know, you love to start a brand new show on Twitch right in the middle. It's the best place to
Middle of
start.
the action, baby.
Yeah, right to start. Yeah. All right. So you guys are in process. You're flying, trying to follow the trail, and the trail has led you right through this meteor storm. So we're going to do a little bit of, it's sort of like Starship Combat, but it's much more kind of scaled back. It's really just about you guys navigating these meteors. So let me put some appropriate music on, and then we'll get started on this. Let's give the old SDF Rampart a spin, shall we? So the captain, you can take demand or encourage actions during any phase of this as normal.
All right.
Gunner, you will be able to fire upon the meteoroid during the gunner phase. Pilot, you got a really important part to try to avoid as many meteoroids as you can, and this will result. This will be determined by the result of your piloting check.
Okay.
Science magic officer, you can balance shields or you can do a scan. You can use your magic officer stuff, and if you succeed at that scan, you will give a +2 circumstance bonus to either the pilot or the gunner, your choice.
Hell yeah.
All right, so let's get going. First round, Captain, would you like to act during the pilot?
Yes, I would. I think seeing that
I'm sorry. It makes more sense, I think, to let the science officer go first in case they want to boost that pilot.
Sorry. I am still getting used to Fizz being around. I'm gonna boost my gunner.
That's
Okay.
totally all right. I completely understand.
All right, so
I'm,
go ahead and roll.
I'm sorry. I hate that I have to say it.
I mean,
this is
that's-
a bros before hoes situation. So.
Well, that's less cool and makes me a little sad, but okay.
I don't. think
Sig's
you're
up in the
out.
turret. Yeah, bros.
Go ahead and roll a scan. You can use a computer's check, +3 to add to that check.
Awesome. So I will be doing mysticism because this is a magic officer activity. Went ahead and rolled that thing, and
Okay.
that comes out to a 36.
a 36.
That's not
Holy
nice.
cow. Yeah, so that's going to be a +2 to your gunner check there, Griff. All right. So now, Heath, I'm sorry. Captain it up, buddy.
Okay.
You
So
just
Steve,
mute-
don't.
Oh, go ahead. It was kind of muted.
I mean, until I unmuted it.
Oh,
I
Yeah.
don't know.
All right.
I've got a
Crafty.
button that does that. Yeah.
We're watching you.
I got my eyes on you.
Okay. No, I was gonna say to Steve, don't feel bad about it because I'm going to use my captain actions to try to buff our pilot. So honestly, it's kind of good.
Oh, perfect.
Splitting between the two, right? So, seeing that we're going into this dangerous sort of meteor storm situation, Tex, who's now spent, a few weeks kind of hanging out and getting to know the new crew member, be over their shoulder. And once we first start to plunge into it, Tex is like, all right, Fizz, look, I know you're new at flying off planet, but you've got the skills. Just be careful, stay focused, and and I know that Hylax has got your back on this one. And so that's a 17 on the die plus 17 to beat a 15 to encourage
Nice.
our pilot.
Beautiful.
Yep.
All right, so that's going to be a +2 plus another +3 from the computer's bonus. So let's get that piloting check with a net +5, Emily.
Okay.
We
That's,
got to get something on the board
yeah.
this episode. Got to
Oh.
get something on the board.
Okay. So
So
I've
roll-
got
Now's the time.
encouraged,
Yeah, roll.
and I've got the bonus, the computer
The,
bonus.
the bonus.
Kyaw. Okay. That's a 24.
Okay, that
Not very good.
Is that it? That's a
That's a
natural
natural
one. That's
one,
on the
to be honest.
board.
They did get it on the board.
Listen,
Put it on the board in the wrong way.
you did not
I was like,
specify.
wait, you have a net +5 and you have a +15. I was like, 24.
That's so low.
That's a
yeah,
bad roll.
Like
for
I didn't
you.
even see my die pop up. Like it was just
Yeah, it's
so
bad. So
sad.
that-
it didn't want to show me the one.
So, all right,
All right,
put it
STF's on the board. We're starting out in the hole because of our new friend here.
I don't like that attitude. We're starting off giving them the lead because we are friendly. Because
Give
that's
them a
what
false sense of
Hylax
security.
teaches us to be.
Oh man.
Starting out with a lot of opportunity.
Yeah. Okay.
Kill them
well,
with kindness. Yeah.
with that total of 24, you're able to dodge a couple meteoroids, but you got 6 of them coming at you right now. All right, the gunner, you can try to take out one of them. You know,
I really wish you would.
you're looking to hit AC of 18. So
Okay.
let's see what you can do. You can use pretty much any of your weapons. We got 6 coming at you from all directions. So
All right. Well, in that case, I'm going to use the gunner action. I mean, if they're coming from all directions, I'm going to use the gunner action I get at level 6, which we're 7th level now, broadside, which means I can spend a resolve point to fire all of my starship weapons mounted in one arc. Each weapon can target any vessel in that arc. All of the attacks are made with a -2 penalty. I think we've got. Oh, maybe that doesn't make sense because
no, because they're all in the same, all in different arcs. So
well,
Yeah, we don't
I
have a
can fire
turret or
the
anything.
Turret, but yeah,
You
we
do
don't
have
have
a
more
turret,
than
but-
2.
we do.
So that's probably not better than just doing a fire at will, right?
yeah,
Well, I guess it is because it's a -2 instead of a -4, but
I don't think turrets count on broadside though.
okay, I wouldn't know. So I just assumed a turret is any arc, so it could.
Turret can fire in any arc, but it is not in every arc. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
You
Okay.
you can move a. No, there's a certain kind of gun you can move to
Yeah.
different arcs, but it's not that.
Yeah, those are the gyro lasers.
Well,
You
then
don't have
I
any of
will
these, so
Fire the linked rail guns.
that's your
and-
best bet. That's your juiciest weapon right there.
Yeah, so this is going to be with the computer's bonus and the lock on.
Mm-hmm. Let's go.
That is a 28.
All right, so that is a hit.
Woo.
Go ahead and roll that crazy 16d4 damage. From
Nice.
Ooh, I like
Isn't that satisfying?
That is satisfying.
Yeah.
40 points of damage.
Made
All
my
right,
brain go burr.
So these meteors only have 6 hull points. So you just blast one out of the air. So only 5 will
Only
hit
5.
you.
Are you sure?
Uh,
Because I think
I
that
think
was so powerful, it should have skewed.
It went through one meteor and into another and busted it up too, because it was so much damage.
physics,
Mhm,
really,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and the love of Hylax.
Mm-hmm. I hear you.
He did really well. You should reward him for that.
Yeah.
I did. He destroyed one.
Oh,
Proud of him. All right, so I guess I should roll these separately. I was going to just roll it on one, but there's arcs. So the first 2 are going to come to your forward arc. So that's going to be 6d4 damage to your forward arc.
6d4 or 64?
6 die 4
Okay.
for 12 points of damage to the forward arc. Steve, if you would be so kind as to manage the shields for this.
Oh man, I was hoping to slack off.
I know. All
right,
I
how
called
much-
on you.
How much damage was this?
12 to the
12.
forward arc.
Got it.
To the port side will be 9 points of damage. To the aft, 10 points of damage. And to the starboard side, 7 points of damage.
All right, all of our shields were at 50, so we've decremented significantly down on some of them.
But not enough to get through any of them. So that's the good news. Steve will handle your shields. What it's looking at right now, forward is 38, port 41, starboard 43, aft 40. Okay.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
I am so sorry. I'll do better.
Okay, that's one round done. Second round. Let's start with the science/magic officer once again. Steve, what does Natasi do?
Well, I don't think I need to rebalance shields or anything. She is going to do what she did last time and continue to support her gunner.
Okay, beautiful. Let's get the check.
That's a 15 on the die, bringing it up to a 31. I imagine that succeeds.
That is
so.
a succeed.
So she's just posted up behind the, I guess, like mysticism station, which I don't even know what that really
It's
would
a
be.
Ouija board.
I honestly, Griff, that's kind of what I was about to say. That it's just like there's no
It says
buttons,
you
no
should shoot.
dials. It's like there's all of these different terminals with joysticks and like little radar looking things on them and stuff. And then where she's posted up is basically like a flat table with like a pentagram in the middle and like a couple candles. And she's just hovering her hands over there and they're like glowing red and she's whispering in infernal. And that just like, it's Sig hears it like right outside of his ear. Like if you're casting the message spell, like it's not actual telepathy, but it's close to that. But he knows what it means and helps line his shots up better. So, boom.
Okay. Captain?
Yeah, I'm going to continue to support the pilot. And this time, after the last phase, like the ship took a little damage, and he kind of puts his hand on Fizz's shoulder and is like, all right, look, that was a little bit rough. You can do this. In fact, I'm going to say, as your captain, I'm going to definitely need you to do better than last turn. And that's like the softest demand that I can make, you know, trying to be, you know, cognizant of this gentle person. But I rolled an 18 on the die. So for demand, it's 15 plus 1.5 times starship level. But with, oh my goodness, a 32 total, I think I'd be good either
Yeah,
way.
you're good. You're good. You're good. So that's what, a +4 bonus, right?
Yes, it is.
And so that's +7 all day with the computers.
Uh-huh.
And then let me see what I roll first. How about that? Okay,
Right.
33.
That's much better. Not much better, but it's better.
I mean, I was like at a 23 the last time.
Yeah, but you got a better. You went from a 1 on the die to 8 on the die. You're still sub 10. I just, you know.
Thanks, Adam. That's what I needed the most.
Is it
progress.
successful is the important thing.
Well, there's degrees of success, but you did move up a degree of success here
Okay.
from the last time, so that is good.
Okay.
So now you only have 4 meteoroids coming at you this time around. All right. So how does that look? How you piloting that?
You see Fizz kind of like with the captain, like, you know, kind of telling her, okay, get your shit together. Politely. She does kind of focus in a little bit more, but she's still a little like frazzled from before. Like,
Yeah.
we just got rocked on all sides by meteors. Yeah.
Let me say this. So when he tells you to like do better, get your shit together, again you have this sense of deja vu, and it throws you out a little bit. Like you've been told to do better by text before, but you don't know when. Like, but there's just feels so certain, and then it passes, just like deja vu does, right? It's just like this weird feeling, but it distracts you enough to not roll it as well as you would have liked. You know what I mean? But you still do better than you did before. You feel kind of a surge of Hylaxian connection there. And so we're only got 4 meteoroids. So Griff, try to take it down to 3.
Where are they coming from, Adam?
One
Space
to
and
every
shit.
arc.
Oh. I'm
One
sorry.
to every arc. So let me just check this.
They're all close to even, but forward were
Forward is the
hurting the
lowest.
most. Yeah.
forwards hurting the most. Should I go for 2? with your bonus? Like I could fire at will with the -4, but I've got a +5, so they'd be at a +1, right?
Why not?
Yeah,
Take a shot.
because you could potentially take down 2 of them.
All right, I'll shoot for the forward arc, and what's our
The
and
aft.
Yeah, okay. I'll shoot for the forward and the aft. So the forward arc is coming up first. With the
Okay.
rail gun, that's going to be
This thing's like a train. Just make sure the front and back's clear.
Now you're speaking my language, baby.
that's a 22,
That's a hit.
dealing 44 points of damage.
Yeah, I mean, a hit is a guaranteed destroy with
Yeah.
with the linked rail.
I just like rolling 16 d4.
I hear you. It's really cool. Yeah, it's super cool.
And then in the
super
aft,
cool.
I'll fire that light plasma cannon.
All right.
There we go. Natural 19. That's a 32. Should do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's get that damage.
Oh my god. I knew it was possible with this gun.
Oh,
3
man.
points of damage on 2d12 is awful, so it doesn't
Yeah.
destroy the asteroid.
Yeah, so
Oh, that sucks, man.
yeah, it's,
You got the 2 hits, and it
yeah,
only
and
killed
2D
one of them.
2d12, you'd think you'd get there, but it didn't. All right, so the aft, the port, and starboard is going to get hit. Here we go. To the port. Tell you what, Griff, I'll take 1d4 off of that.
Hell yeah.
Because
I
you
like
did
that.
do some damage, It feels like you've made it smaller, nonetheless. All right, so to the port, 11 points of damage.
All right, we're down to 30.
Hold on. All right, to the starboard, 7 points of damage.
36.
And to the aft. Of course, I roll max damage on those 2d4, 8 points of damage.
I'm glad you took one off.
32.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Okay, all right. That's the end of the round. We are now on round 3.
Oh,
All right.
while Sig's like firing these guns, he has like that lit cigarillo, and he's so used to like turning to Vin in these like moments of just like being locked in on the guns that he like takes it out of his mouth as if to like pass it behind him to Vin, who's usually like in the chair behind him, also on the guns or doing science stuff, and he just kind of like, oh, buddy.
Nah,
He puts it
Tech
back.
scoots in and snags it. It's like, I got you, man.
Okay, all right. Top of the round. Steve, what's Natasi got cooking up for us?
I'm just going to keep rolling with what I'm doing. So, mysticism to boost Sig. Here we go. I'm trying to tell the future a little bit. Oh my god, the art got so huge for a second.
Sorry, I was doing some fiddling.
Oh, good. I love it. All right, 18 on the die. That's a 34. Definite success. She is reading the cards good tonight.
She's hella into her intuition.
That is. All right, very good. Cat.
All right. I'm gonna go back to just encouraging. I like the out of me of like being sweet to her and then be like, all right, get your shit together, and then be like, all right, you're doing a great job, So and it's a lower check, right? So okay, 9 on the die. I have a plus 17, I believe. Let me see. Well, let's see. Plus 16. So that's a 25 to give a +2 to our pilot.
All right, Fizz. Got the juice of Hylax running through you.
My veins. Yeah, I feel it this time. She's like shaking off everything. She's like, okay, Hylax, be with me. Friends, be with me. And she's just kind of like, vroom, 39.
That's excellent.
Yay!
Only 2 meteoroids this time.
No.
That's good. We could take one. We might could take both out. You got one coming to the forward arc and one coming to the aft.
All right. Same as last time. I'm going to try and shoot both of them.
All right, let's see what you got.
We got the computers bonus. We got the lock on. We got the fire at will.
Remember that the computer's bonus will only apply to one of your attacks.
Well, with that kind of attitude, it will. Go on.
Yeah.
Wait, who used the other computers?
Me.
We have 3, right?
There's 3.
Steve, are you not using computers on your...
I have not been, because I've been crushing these checks.
Yeah,
I used it the first time, and I haven't been since.
Okay,
Nice.
perfect.
Yeah, we've been trying to save them so the pilot and both shots can get one.
Makes sense. I'm tracking.
Ooh, first shot. 17. Misses it by 1.
By 1.
And then
that was the forward arc. Let's get the aft arc. See what
the aft arc. There we go. 28 will hit that.
Yeah, that'll do. Now just roll better on this 2d12.
There we go. Much better. 22.
Much better. Yeah. About max damage. So the aft is not going to take any damage, but unfortunately, our forward arc is going to take pretty shitty damage, 6 points of damage.
All right, that was 38. We're down to 32 across the board. We are in the mid to low 20s. I'm sorry, mid to low 30s. We're in pretty good shape, all things considered.
We are on round 4. Same deal. Yep, magic officer is what I was trying to say.
All right, well, that works for me. So, again, not using the computers check.
You're right.
But she is going to continue bending her knuckles and her hands and forming these shapes with them to try and understand the way that like magic has stitched together everything here in this meteor storm, try and understand everything's place in the universe here. As I roll a 15 on the die, 31.
Beautiful.
She is fucking locked in today.
Yeah, killing it. All right, so that's going to be a +2 to the gunner. Captain, you can only demand once a combat, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yep. Gotta encourage.
We like a good encourager around here, you know?
I mean, I do too, especially
do.
when we have such a friendly new character. He had to get kind of tough with you one time, but then since then it's like, hey, watch out for this one. You're doing good. Just don't, tilt it just a little bit more yaw on it, and is genuinely trying to be helpful,
Yes.
Put it on the board. That's a natural 20 on my diplomacy.
Guess what? We're still tied.
So that grants you a +4 instead of a +2, because that's the critical effect.
I'm going to call it Captain's Demand. Just so
If they also crit failed, so we're still ahead. Don't worry.
I know, that's what I said.
Yeah, we're at a net 0.
Yeah.
You don't have to bring that up.
Big +4 on this piloting check. Let's see what you got.
Okay, all right.
All right, let me tell you what happens here with that 43.
Okay,
I've been waiting for you to roll the best tier.
Appreciate you.
First of all, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, no meteoroids. Straight up, dodge them all.
Just doing a spiral, like spins and dodges 4 in a row.
She's like, turn to the
Tex,
danger zone.
You're there in the bridge. You kind of
you
put your hand on her shoulder and say, "You got this," or whatever your encouraging words were, and you feel warmth kind of shoot through your arm, and you swear that you see like the faintest of ethereal like wings kind of come out the back of the pilot's chair and then just spread out and enrapture the whole bridge and then fly out and like fill the wings of this ship with like more strength, and to where she's doing moves that just like defy physics.
She's flying through the air on the wings of Yavari, who would be, I'm just imagining Yavari like flying in combat and dodging, bullets and projectiles and stuff. That's awesome.
Like meteors are just like, she's just like cutting turns, just dodging all of the meteors this round, just cutting through this meteor storm. Excellent turn. Sorry, Griff, you ain't got nothing to do. There's no meteors here.
Sig just yells down. Did someone say wings? Can we get those when we're done with this?
Wings is a great band.
Here's your cigarillo back.
Okay, we're on round 5. This would have been the final round of the meteor shower if you had not gotten off track with your navigation check. So we got to do one extra round after this one. It's okay. You're flying with the spirit of Yavari, apparently, in your ship. You got this. Mysticism check from our magic officer.
Ooh, took a dive on this one. 5 on the die takes it up to a 21.
I believe that is a fail. It is indeed a fail. So
Yuck.
no +2 on your gunner check there. No big deal. Come to the captain. Now, Tex, how you feeling seeing this?
I mean, I was initially very nervous going into a meteor storm. But now that we're kind of in it, he's dedicated. He's kind of channeling his determination through kind of the shoulder squeezes on Fizz, and I feel like inadvertently, like not intentionally so, but when there's like, oh, we're close right there, we got to just barely juke, spin a little bit to the right, like he's kind of almost subconsciously steering through you, like when we need to hook it right real hard, he kind of squeezes. When we need to hook it left, he kind of pushes a little bit, and he's not being gruff or rude. He's just like locked in.
You're just G'ing and hawing your new friend. That's all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like teaching a kid to drive,
Yeah,
except
totally.
that I'm a terrible teacher because apparently Tex can't drive. But yeah, I'm gonna keep encouraging, trying to. He's like, Fizz, you're doing fantastic. You locked in. You haven't shrunk or folded under the pressure. Get us through this so we can carry on.
Hell yeah.
Okay. 10 with a plus 16. I just got to beat 15, so that's a success.
Nice.
Nice. All right, let's get that piloting check.
All right, computers and encouragement. Yeah, no, 29.
Seems as if all of you're a little tired after those maneuvers, so we got to deal with 6 meteoroids on this one.
I rolled a 6
got-
for what it's
We got
worth.
2 coming in on the aft, 2 coming in on the port side, and 1 on the forward, and 1 on starboard.
I will say this, Fizz is like just soaking in all of the encouragement and like just is so invested that she just kind of catches her own breath, like she's so excited, and she misses one of the calculations or whatever. So and she's just kind of calls out a little frustrated. She's like, hold on, partners.
This is going to be a bumpy ride. All right, Griff. Sigurd's got quite a few meteoroids coming your way.
All
So.
right, I think we're gonna. I hate to take a penalty here, but I don't think we can.
Try for 2.
Yeah, I feel like try for 2 on the 2 arcs that have 2 coming at them.
So that was aft and port. Yep.
So we'll fire the high explosive missile launcher on the port,
Mm-hmm.
and I just have the computer's bonus, so I'll be a net -1. And a natural 3, that'll miss.
Oof, that's a miss.
And then the
Found
aft
it.
arc. Use the computer. Oh man, it's gonna be another
this
miss
is bad.
with a 5 on the die.
All right, it's gonna be this. You guys get rocked by meteors this time around. All right, so on the port side, woo-wee, 17 points of damage.
Brings it down to 13.
On the aft, another double meteor. Aft is going to take 17 as well.
All right, we're going to 15 left on aft.
Forward, 8 points.
All right, we are down to 24,
And the starboard is 7.
29.
Okay,
Damn
taking
it.
some.
If we didn't have a ship this as big as a small moon, we wouldn't take a third of these here.
Well,
We have to
you
have
guys-
room for my books.
You got yeah, right. You guys can see the edge of the meteor storm. You're almost there. One final push to get out. Steve, Give me some Natasi love. Let's go.
All right, here we go.
Look at me with those beady, scary red eyes.
The beady, scary
Yeah,
eye,
right
my
Singular.
brother.
Right here.
There we go. Roll that die. Let's see what we get. Natural. Fucking put it
Oh,
on
it's
the
board
board.
time.
Fucking point.
So that's going to give it a +4.
Oh, I'm so
Rather-
sorry,
rather
gang.
than a
I bet that was
+2.
loud.
I gotta keep this eye patch down from now on, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's your
gonna be
good luck charm. It's a lack of depth perception.
Yeah, that'll do
Yeah.
it every time.
That sucks because I have the game on my monitor to my left, which I cannot see.
A lot of swivel in that noggin.
Okay,
Mop.
Cap.
Mop, mop.
Mop. Captain.
Yeah. So I mean, all I can do is encourage because I already did. If that natural 20 I got had been on demand instead of encourage, it would give you another chance in the combat to be able to do demand, which I think is neat. That's the
that-
critical
yeah.
effect.
That is cool.
But it means the one time you do it, you have to crit. But encourage, 13 with a +16. I'm just trying to beat 15, so that is.
Yeah, good to go. Good to go.
I
all
can't.
right,
I
Emily.
can't not succeed on it.
Man, I don't know what to tell you.
Fizz, this is the last one, dude. How can you do? You can do this. You can do this.
Come on.
Put it on the board again. That's a one.
That's another one. For our listening audience, that's a natural 1 for another 24. And if you keep track, that's another 6.
Emily,
meteorites.
just so you know, you weren't here for the last segment. I get that. I understand. But your podcast, Fellows in Arms, lost last time, so we really need to bounce back and win this round.
I hear you, and I am just setting the bar higher because I
Look,
believe in
stop
us
trying to
that
lull
much.
them into a sense of false security. If they're not intimidated, just try to roll
So
up.
lulled.
Just trying to get in our heads.
We're past that part of it, Emily.
They basically asleep. They're good. Yeah, that sucks.
That
And
does
she looks broken, y'all. She looks distraught.
She looks so sad. So sad.
Spacer, get her out of here.
Pescamoon lied to us.
I knew this was a reptoid spy the whole time.
Incompetent boob over here.
All right, Griff, you got 2 coming to the forward arc. You got 2 coming to the port side, and you got 2 coming to the aft. None to the starboard.
All right, I got to take the port and aft.
right.
Forward's got the highest shield. Did that crit? Does that give me a +4?
It does.
It really should, yeah.
It does. It does. Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, I just won't do the fire at will penalty, and I'll only do the computer's bonus. So here comes the missile launcher to the port. That's a 28.
That's a hit.
All right,
There we
missile
go.
launcher. Oh, missile launcher can't not destroy it, fortunately. So
Beautiful.
9 points of
That's good.
damage.
Well, it could. You could roll 4 ones.
That'd be 4. You said they had 4 hit points, right?
6.
Oh, 6.
Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know. Here comes the aft attack.
Ooh,
There we go.
nice.
29.
All right.
Please don't roll a 1 and a 2. 7 and a 2. 9.
That's
Let's
enough,
go.
though. That's enough. So, looks like, and then I said the forward arc had
Forward
2,
arc
right?
gets 2,
So,
and then
yep.
1
Yep.
to port, 1 to aft.
So forward arc takes 16 points.
We're down to 8.
All right. Here comes the port side. 9.
Down to 4.
And the aft, 7.
Down to 8. Single digits, everything except for starboard.
And you punch through the meteor storm. A little worse for wear, but could have been way, way, way worse than it was.
Sorry.
What?
Old Scratch is just like roasting Fizz in the comments.
Oh, yeah?
Fizz, I'm good at pilot universe. Bet. Sorry.
Oh, he also said, "New mission: go find
Yeah.
Vinny."
Yeah. Oh, earlier,
Man.
earlier he said, "Yeah, your Wednesday's freed back up again, huh?"
Look, we didn't even get to the whole points. It's all good.
Groovy.
It's
It's
all
groovy.
good. All right, you made it through the meteor storm.
Look, this
Still-
ain't even your fault. It's because this ship is so damn fat. If you were flying any reasonable kind of ship,
Yeah.
we wouldn't have got hit once.
I'm not used to such a rotund vessel.
Yeah, used to little like pond hoppers on the surface, you know.
The USS Thickums.
Sorry.
All right, we're back to tracking the comet, but you did not lose pace on this comet. You got through there. So, Fizz, how you feeling before we get back into tracking? Like, no meteors hit the hull. Okay, for what it's worth, the shields fending them off, and Sigurd did a good job of shooting them down. You know, and you did have that one round where you literally dodged 8 of them with like superhuman powers. You know.
She is, how many is it? How many attaboys does it take to counterbalance one bad job? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, she's real upset about it. Like, she feel like she let her new friends down. She let Hylax down. And then that
Old Scratch.
thanks, I'll scratch. The little moment again with Tex was threw her off, but kind of empowered her at the same time. Like, there's just a lot going on for your girl here.
It's first day away from home. Well, no, 3 days or 3 weeks
3
or 4
weeks.
days. Yeah.
This is kind of like, so like she's done stuff, but never like this, right, to this level. This is just different, and these are new people, and she doesn't want to upset them. She wants to impress them, and she wants to live up to the standard that she should for Hylax and for her people.
Mhm.
She's just, and she's really in her head for a bit, and then you see her kind of like grab hold of the hilt of her sword, and she takes a deep breath.
Apologies, new friends. I assure you, what was said about me on the planet, that was correct. I am a good pilot. I will be an asset to you. I assure you. I will endeavor to do better. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Don't worry about it, Fizz. Vinny would have just blamed us for every asteroid that hit the ship anyway. At least you're taking accountability.
You didn't even blame the ship for being too big boned. That's the real problem here. You did great.
The ship is beautiful, just the way
Everybody
it is.
loves a size inclusive queen.
That's fair.
That's fair.
But this ship being big as hell does mean it's fodder for more meteors than normal.
And she looks directly at you and meets your eye, Natasi. It's just like,
I do want you to know that I will not be a burden. You probably don't feel like you can trust me right now, but I'll do what I can to win your trust and your favor. You'll see.
I
Bye.
hope you will. If those meteors were swarm missiles, there wouldn't be a second chance, would there, Fizz?
okay, so at that, she like, all of the kindness is wiped from her for a second, and you see the equivalent of like the 1,000-yard stare.
Mm-hmm.
You're correct. I will do better. Apologies, Natasi.
And she turns back and she goes into a quick prayer, and then she like snaps back up to the wheel and just like full steam ahead.
Let's get that computers rolling. Don't fail it. after all that.
Hey, I'd love to use a an inspiration.
But you don't have any.
You lost them all with your last character.
Yeah, they were eaten by the swarm for
Suddenly, the wings
Gobble them things up.
the wings just enrapture her again, and she feels inspired.
no.
Okay, 35,
Yeah, she-
19.
Yeah,
on
she
the die.
does.
Yeah, okay. Turns out.
Yeah, she does.
She does.
I'm actually.
Okay, all right. So that's a success. And like, I imagine this is like really meaningful for you. Like not only to kind of like rebring the piloting back into focus, but like you're also chasing the tail of the comet, And so that's really good. So like you're back on track. Let's get another roll.
Why? That one was so good.
Because you got more days to go.
I'd like a mulligan. That's son.
Yes, why are you in there throwing up?
I'm trying to rid myself of all my terribleness.
Okay, so
19
with a
total.
19, yeah, that's a fail. So you lose track of it again. But it's hard tracing magical traces of a comet. You know what I mean? Like, don't beat yourself up too much about it.
I think these goggles are defective.
Yeah.
It's a shoddy pilot who blames the equipment.
She dies. She just dies.
Okay, well, let's roll again.
Fine.
You got it.
There you go.
30.
All right, that's another success. Another solid day. We'll roll again. We got to get 4 of these bad boys. You know what I mean?
35.
Okay, well, I'll tell you. you have so far rolled a 30, a 22, a 30, a 35, a 19, a 30, and another 35. So, like, let's just keep doing
swinging.
30s and 35s.
Oh,
How about
is
that?
that an option? Oh shit!
Yeah.
Okay.
Just tell me
Check
you
that
rolled a
box on
15.
Foundry.
Yeah.
Oh, no. See, you told me what to do. Don't hit
Yeah,
me.
I rolled a 15. Those are the words you need to say right now.
rolled a 15.
15 on the die.
Okay, that's another fail. One more roll. You got the success here. Don't worry about it.
So-
It's just 2
so
days that you lost.
We dropped out of the drift, and we've been chasing this comet for like a week now, I guess.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the 9th day here. Just we're at the start of the 9th day here. Yeah.
So in this episode, we covered like more than a month essentially of time.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
So like, I am gonna want to talk about that. I just wanted to get like to really see how
Yeah.
long it took. All right, so that is the success.
33.
All right, before I tell you what comes next, let's talk about this 9 days. First 3 days, then on the 3rd day you hit the meteor storm, and then it was another 6 days after that. What goes on in that near week? Anything more, or are we just keeping quiet?
I mean, it is funny, like, doing the checks and stuff. It's like, oh, okay, we're just doing some actions and finding it. But, like, actually extrapolating that out into 6 days of time, like, this would be boring going, Like, it'd be just kind of like checking the scans every now and then and kind of hurry up and wait kind of behavior.
Exactly.
I think. God.
Canadian standoff. I think in that time, Tex would be Tex, just like Fizz, I think recognizes something weird is going on between them. They keep having these little flashes of deja vu, and now had this sort of like almost ethereal moment of magical Yavari wings coming up to try to assist. And so just would periodically try to check in with Fizz and be encouraging, and is also still just trying to have conversations, which I don't mean to speak for Fizz, but I'm sure they're eager about, and just learning more about Hylax and the tenets of Hylax and how, because like Tex now, for all his jokey nature, he is under the impression that he needs to behave more in line with the tenets of Hylax. To him, it's like a transactional thing. It's like, if I act the way Hylax wants me to, Hylax will give me help. because she's chosen me for some reason in getting this stuff done, you know? And so he's like, honestly, maybe for the first time in his life, taking the initiative to sort of be a good student on a subject, you know? And is trying to take all this in, but at the same time, encourage Fizz that, like, hey, don't beat yourself up about the piloting thing. Like, going through a meteor storm is hard for even the best of pilots. You know, and just trying to make sure that Fizz feels welcomed and wanted, and that we're not secretly like sharpening our knives, you know, behind Fizz's back. Natasi might be, but the rest
yeah.
of them.
It's like
I'm sharpening syringes, but yes.
Right.
They get sharper.
Heath, I'll
Believe it
say
or not.
that during this time, especially on the days that you're like welcoming to Fizz,
Yeah.
your dreams are like so peaceful. Like you wake up like so rested on those days that you like make the extra effort with Fizz.
Nice.
And it feels familiar, like nostalgia to you. Your dreams do, you know, like you're just swimming in a deep sea of nostalgia during those dreams. You know, for whatever that's worth.
Okay.
I think during
Go
the
ahead.
time,
Yeah.
Sig at some point will sidle up to Fizz while she's piloting. Hey kid, how you settling in?
Slowly but surely. um, yeah, it's going well. All things considered.
Look, I know you caught some flack from Natasi. Don't take it to heart. She's kinda rough around the edges. And you're doing something that she doesn't really do herself. It's a lot easier for me to show that I'm being useful. All the scars on my body are proof that I'm keeping bullets from hitting her. But she knows how to fix that too. She knows how to heal me up when I get hurt. She doesn't really know how to, you know, fix asteroids hitting the ship. Not necessarily. She doesn't really know how to get back on the trail. You're doing all that work. I just wouldn't get discouraged. She'll warm up to you eventually, I'm sure. I mean, she'll at least find you useful. I think the rest of us are seeing that we wouldn't have made it out here without you.
she all but like curls in on herself at like you reaching out to her and making sure she's good, and also letting her know that Natasi is not a bad person. She's just, well, okay, Natasi.
Let me walk that one back for a second.
let me the thing about Natasi is but like that it's cool, it's fine. She really appreciates that. She's been able to have some time with Tex, and she's really trying not to step on anybody's toes. So this letting her know is really helpful.
Sigurd, thank you very much. I know I come off as a little bit of a spaz. I just get really excited about learning new things and going new places and meeting new people, and this entire experience is all of that rolled up into one. And now there's something else. I feel like I don't know. It's something new, but it's a good feeling. But I don't know, it's strange. And I don't want to get distracted by that and lose sight of what we're doing and the purpose of why we're following this comet. I'm rambling. I'm sorry. I thank you. And I'm gonna do my best to prove to Natasi that I am worthwhile. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good to be here. I'm good for y'all, and I'm good for Hylax.
Well, You don't have to call yourself a spaz. We all have our own quirks. You've already seen a bit into Tossies,
It's very quirky. I like
but
it. Sort of.
I think you're doing a good job. I appreciate having you here. So, you know, it's exciting and it's new, but none of us have experienced whatever we're going to experience, even if the rest of us are more experienced fighting the swarm.
Just draws back a little bit on like not draws back, but more like closes off a little bit.
Understood. Thank you.
Are you afraid?
And she, again, that almost scary look comes over her. She says,
I am protected by Hylax and by the skills that were taught me in her service. I will not fear the swarm because we are not the swarm.
and she nods and kind of like steps back.
All right, you can have an inspiration, Emily.
Okay.
You too, Griff.
Oh, thank you. Maybe it's a little more personal for you than it is for me then. But I don't think Hylax is gonna let you down, but feel free to lean on us to protect you too.
She cracks a little smile. She says,
Thank you. I definitely will. And likewise, I'm okay with a sword. I can protect you
It'll
guys.
be nice when we get up into combat. I'll have somebody. It's hard being an island.
Yeah, for sure.
So on the fourth day,
so on the fourth day.
There was a nebula. You arrive, you're tracking this thing down, and you arrive at an ionized nebula. And this nebula is causing major interference, which obscures the trail, making it impossible to follow any further. However, a quick scan of the area reveals a small Sharon-style starship floating at an odd angle just inside the nebula, occasionally being struck with bolts of electricity. You can do a computer's check to try to scan this vessel and get some more information.
I'm gonna do that. Watch me.
Okay.
I was putting in my inspiration. Sorry, bud. What the poop? Okay, sorry. $31.
31, that is a successful scan.
Phew.
And you discover that it has no power, though occasionally you'll see random systems flare to life thanks to that ambient electricity that's just kind of giving it surges or whatever, but there's nothing on the ship that's supplying power. Any attempts to hail the vessel are just met with a strange hissing sound. Just go. Yeah. But you can kind of like hack into their transponder with a pretty good with that scan check.
Okay.
And you see that the information is pretty badly scrambled by this nebula, but you can at least learn that the signature or the name of the ship is the Eternal Melody. And that you think that it might have been part of the Hylaxian pilgrimage.
Oh.
Yeah, it's old.
Oh,
So-
like the
The
original.
Big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So given
Could
that,
you repeat the name? I'm sorry.
yeah, Eternal Melody.
Thank you.
So given that the vessel's proximity to the stone, you think that there might be some information that of its value to you on the ship. Why don't we do a scan of the nebula that lies between you and the ship?
Okay, I'll do that. With the computers, yeah? Is that what you...
Oh, yes. Yeah, or physical science, but computers.
Yeah, it takes like Natasi, scan this whole damn. Wait a minute.
Would anybody like?
Fizz,
Does
scan this
anybody,
whole damn thing.
can anybody aid that?
Physical science?
Computers.
Oh, no.
Uh,
Does
That's
anybody
why we
want-
got Fizz.
if I could use my magic officer faux science officer
Yeah,
station
I
to
think
aid with
yeah.
it. Okay.
No, you can do your own roll.
Okay. Well, then I'll do that.
Yeah.
By all means, Fizz should roll hers as well. But let's just see what I get here.
Is this for
Yeah,
physical?
because I got 3 on the die. Let's move
Is
on.
that physical
Yeah.
science?
No, so the physical science is still out there. If you want to try to roll that, people can aid on that. If
I
you
have
have
a
the ability to
Plus
do that.
13 to physical science. Can anybody aid?
Nope.
I might encourage you to use your inspiration. Yeah, yeah.
I
It's a plus 2.
I shall do that. I shall do that.
Alright.
Oh God, put it on the board.
What the actual fuck is happening? Foundry? No, it's not Foundry. It's me. I forgot. It's me.
Natasi grabs her drink and throws it at the wall.
Throws it right in your face. Get your rolls together. All right, so is this going on the board? Is that what's happening?
Yes, that's a 1 on the board. Yeah.
Ugh.
All right, I can
Yeah,
just leave.
Tex throws up.
I can just leave.
Okay, so you
Fuck.
can't really get a good read on the danger of the nebula that's there.
It's
But-
rather nebulous, honestly.
Right, but you do. I mean, you could try to fly through it. You know, because otherwise you're at a dead end here. You know.
Can't
so-
go around it. Gotta go through it.
Yeah, I mean,
Why
you're trying to get to
exactly?
you feel like the ship has information. Just to get that out there.
But the
Ship
nebula
itself.
has to be gone through. Is the
ship
ship in the nebula?
The ship is in
Okay.
the nebula. Yes.
I thought it was like by it that we saw it.
Yeah.
literally
No, it's
be tapped by
it's-
lightning.
I
No,
would
it's in
say,
it.
hey, can I flavor this? My extreme failure there with my natural 1 is really just Fizz getting so incredibly excited
Sure.
to go and see this ship because of all of the historical, like, religious connotations that could
Yeah,
be.
this is a huge deal.
Yeah. So honestly, even if she found out, like, oh, that's death gas right there, she'd probably be like, oh, well, we still gotta go in there. That's how I'm making myself feel better about that natural 1.
Okay. I like
Come
it.
on, Pluto, let's go through the death gas.
Okay, so we're gonna need 5 piloting checks
Jesus.
to navigate through this nebula.
Certainly, none of them will be bad.
One other crew member can attempt to aid the pilot on each check.
That sounds good, but it's not because there's a lack of good pilots.
Nobody has a singular rank in piloting.
No ranks. I have a +5 dex, but no ranks.
Let
wasn't
me
my
see.
job.
No, 0 ranks.
Adam, this is why we added Vin to the show because we
Yeah,
needed
and
this.
then this is
stuff.
why we replaced Vin with another skill monkey.
Okay.
We're off to a great start.
21 with a 3 on it.
We're all good.
Good
This is
news.
Hey, how do
we
I-
figured out how to
This is
break
gonna
the
get cut
adventure.
real short at book 4.
I know.
Yeah.
How do I change my dice, man?
Okay. Well, your first piloting check with a 21 is a fail. And so we are going to roll a D100 to see which one of your ships gets critically damaged by the lightning. Yeah, it's not great. That's the engines. So your engines.
Wait, which one of the parts of our ship?
Yeah, so you know how there's life support, sensors, engine. You know, when you take a critical threshold.
I thought you were saying, was it our ship or the other ship that was getting hit?
What other ship? Oh no, yeah, the one you're going to. No, it's your ship getting hit by the nebula. So now your engines are glitching, which in turn affects your piloting rolls.
Hey, we can do it, guys. We can break an adventure today.
Well,
I mean,
let's
I'm
try.
here, so
Let's get that second roll.
All we had to do was add Emily back to the ship.
you're welcome, gang. You're welcome. Okay. 29. It got better.
Because of the engines, that's one too short.
That's exactly right, Heath.
Oh my god, fuck
I had a
you.
feeling that was going to be the case.
Wait. You should be rolling piloting, not computers.
What
That
did
was a computers check.
Sorry.
Let's get that
Sorry.
piloting check.
Sorry.
Yeah.
28.
All right, same difference. Yeah, okay, here we go. Another arc of lightning hits your ship. Oh no, this is not good. It hits your engines again. So your engines are now malfunctioning.
Jesus, dude.
You cannot let your engines get hit again. Let's get another roll.
Well, yeah, because we can stop
Yeah,
that.
okay. I'll
Does
jump
anyone
right on
have
that.
something to try and fix the engines? Is that a thing you can do?
Does
I
anybody
can
have a
probably
point in it?
fix it.
Yeah, like an engineer could, but considering that your pilot is piloting.
I can cast a spell to make me decent at computers, but not good. But
No,
that's also
engineering would be
yeah,
what
I
you
know.
would
Like I
need to
don't.
do.
I got a fucking +1 in engineering.
Yeah, not good. All right, let's get another pilot. You only got 3 more to go.
Hold on. Before we, I'm just digging for anything I can find at this point. But I have thwart ability. If she rolls poorly, can I use thwart ability to try
Yeah,
to, as a
absolutely.
reaction,
Sure,
to try to
so-
give another roll?
So that was a 25. So yeah, you can have her
So you-
try to re-roll
It's
that.
yeah. So you get a +2 now.
Reroll with a +2.
Okay. 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 26.
Jesus Christ!
The chat was so mean to me because I was mean to Fizz after that fight, but I feel so
Isn't gonna get
vindicated
us all
now.
killed, so
Oh my god, the engines again.
all right.
Do we
we're
just
dead.
die? I mean,
So I just
do
have
we
to
do
see
at
what
this point?
wrecked means.
To see what it wrecked means. So that sounds great.
I just
So here's the good news: you don't have to roll again. Because
because we're
your
all
pilot-
dead.
Well, all your piloting checks is going to automatically fail. So you are just drifting to this ship, and I'm just going to roll 2 more critical effects.
This is how we bring Vinny back in. He has to come rescue us.
You know what? You guys deal with this. I'm gonna DM Zach, see what he's up to. Get him on the stream.
Okay. Well, good news is that your engines don't get hit again.
Why? It doesn't matter at this point. It's just failed.
Yeah. So your sensors, no big deal. They go to glitched. And then, okay, weapons get hit on the 45. So I'm going to roll a D4 to see which ones. Okay, your forward arc is now glitching. So as you float to the eternal melody, your engines are completely fried by the electricity of the nebula. Your sensors are glitching, and your forward arc weapons are glitching. Wow, not great. It's not great at all. But you are able to just kind of drift up at this point. Towards the drifting eternal melody. And so now that you are at close
We
range,
run into it.
yeah, you just kind of bump into it like bumper cars. Go ahead and roll an engineering check, Emily.
fucking hell.
And then anybody who can roll life science, let me get one of those too.
Can I use my starship repair kit?
Well, no, because you're not repairing. We're looking at the eternal.
Just
melody.
let her use it. Oh my God! At
Man,
this
you
point,
bastard.
Yeah, the real son bitch.
34.
Now, hey,
Oh, right when we didn't need
you're
it.
right.
And then I got an 18 on the life science. No
All right,
good.
life science fails. However, the engineering passes with flying colors.
So
So
you
you
can
can tell that-
see what all's broken because of
Yeah,
you.
pretty much. You can see that the damage on the Eternal Melody is actually only a few months old. Yeah.
the damage is what? I'm sorry, you cut out.
only a few months old. Um, I just because I'm feeling nice, I'm gonna roll that over to give it a successful life science. You know, you can tell by the damage that it must have been done by some sort of starship-sized creature. This doesn't look like laser blast or anything. It looks like crunched whole, like something like wrapped around it, crushed it. And that, yeah, so that's kind of what you gain from that. You are able to easily spacewalk across onto the Eternal Melody if you so wish.
Y'all just
Uh,
send Fizz without a spacesuit. Go on, spacewalk over there.
All right, we'll see you. Get over there,
We're going in the
Uh,
airlock one way or another.
so yeah, like I do want to take a few minutes for you guys to like kind of role play this situation out. So now we know what happened. You tried to fight through it, but the nebula was just too intense. And once it hit the engine the first time, it's really was out of your hands. Like it caused you to be unable to really control the ship, and you just kind of got pulled almost by gravity towards the Eternal Melody. What are you guys doing now as a crew once you're next to it? You're deep off in this nebula, bro.
Well, we're fucked. Just that's the crew update for everybody. Just so you'll know, we're kind of fucked right now.
I think our best bet is if this other damaged ship has the parts we need to repair our own.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know if
guess.
that's
I mean,
true, but
that means we have
that's
to go over
cinematic.
to it. And it got, to your reckoning, crunched by some sort of creature that we no longer have engines to get away from.
It's not an ideal situation we find ourselves in.
Well,
Well-
we won't know if we can get anything of use out of this other ship till we check it out.
Yeah. We've tried everyone else's specialty. Now we'll see if there's any shit I need to hit on the way into that thing.
Okay. So everybody's gonna suit up.
Except for Fizz.
Now, Fizz, you gotta go. Get on this. Get on
No,
this.
you get up, Fizz. You suit up now.
Okay.
I'm gonna stare you directly in the eyes as I space all your books. You lost that privilege.
Oh my god. Evil.
You don't really do that, do you?
I don't know, Emily. We'll see how we do on the other ship.
So everybody gets
These
dressed
books
up,
are in book jail now.
and you start your little spacewalk across to the Eternal Melody. What I'll tell you about the Eternal Melody is that there it like the interiors of it are open to space. It's been ravaged. There's no life support, no artificial gravity, no lighting, no power. You're going in full EVA kind of situation here. I want everybody to roll me an acrobatics check as you try to float your way across and find purchase on the other ship.
22.
Dirty 20.
20.
All right.
29.
Well, the DC was 20.
Whew.
So you guys in a line make your way over to the ship, to this dark, beaten down Sheeran ship. And we'll see you.
Oh.
Okay.
Hey, we didn't die.
Yeah.
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 All right, we'll be
Now-
back in 10 minutes with the
Nope. Nope. Nope.
All right. Thank y'all so much for coming back
Yeah.
to SCF and Friends and the return of Hideous Tomfoolery with new stuff. Emily, despite the last 10 minutes, you did really great this episode, and I love Fizz. We'll just see how it goes, I guess, next time. We'll put dates out for our October streams. I'll try to get this out on the Patreon audio stream by sometime next week. Steve, Griff, tell them where they can find you one more time before we get out of here.
I'll leave that up to Griff. I think I covered it at the top.
Mhm.
Oh, sure. Yeah. The hideouslaughterpodcast.com or
It's the
on
best way. It's really the best way. Just go
any
there.
podcast apps. Hideous
Yeah.
Laughter Podcast or Bestow Curse Podcast if you want to listen to some Pathfinder 2E.
Yeah, and if y'all don't know, like Hideous Laughter and Strange Table Fellows,
We go
We go-
together like peas and
Yeah.
carrots.
we're
Mhm.
yeah, like we're longtime friends. I'm so glad to be doing this with you guys again. And if you haven't listened to them, please go check them out. My personal favorite right now is Skulls and Shackles. They're doing a bang up job with the Pirate Adventure. Say go there, but all their shows, pick your flavor. It's good stuff.
Well,
make
my
sure,
favorite show is Bestow Curse, and you should
Excellent.
check that one out too.
Perfect. Make sure that you go support Steve on his OnlyFans.
Stop it.
OnlyFans.com/Pharasma
Hey,
It's for
follow
the
me on
wetlands.
Letterboxd at Pharasma Saves too if you want to see what movies I'm watching.
It's for the
Or what he's
wetlands.
making. Yeah, one
Or-
to see what he's making and one to see what he's watching.
What I'm consuming, what I'm putting out.
Right. Yeah,
Putting out.
I know this is your guys' show, and people tuning in should probably be familiar with everything that you guys do. But I also want to say I love being part of these STF and Friends episodes, and I listen to everything you guys do basically day of release every day. So today I listened to the fucking Sean episode of the Under the Table. I listened to Drift Delvers on Sunday. Last week I was listening to Live and Let Fly. Absolutely amazing content. Some of the best stuff out there. Some of the only TTRPG stuff I listen to these days. Absolutely love it all. You guys are doing a bang up job, and
Thank you so
we're
much,
very
Steve.
very grateful to come back for season 4 of this, and love playing more Starfinder with you guys.